Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End BBQ.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
March Madness. The pads are popping on the practice field for the Tennessee Volunteers. The Tennessee basketball team is preparing for a run in the SEC tournament to win the whole dang thing. Odds point to Tennessee winning it, but I don't trust the odds. I need for our team to go out there and play well and do something they haven't done. That's win the SEC tournament. It feels like, Ben, that that this team has not accomplished what they accomplished last year, but the record is better this year. Only losing 4 games. Last year, I think they lost 9 games.
I believe so.
But last year, you got a shiny toy. That shiny toy was being able to call yourself SEC regular season champions. This year, you do not get that shining toy, but you have a chance to play for something bigger and achieve something a whole lot more than just a co-championship. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here, 850 AM, 100.9 FM. Rocky Top Sports, Swain Event fueled by Dead End BBQ, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. New menu available now. Some of your favorite specials that we have seen over the last year. Actually, they had different specials every quarter. The good folks at Dead End BBQ took those specials, your favorite, and they put them permanently on the menu. You've always heard on this show about the Bernie Mac skillet. It is pimento mac and cheese topped with brisket, burnt ends, a spicy wing sauce over the top, and green onions and chow chow, local chow chow. It is to die for. It's that good. Question is, when is Volstorm taking Ben and I to Dead End BBQ to make sure we get that?
I doubt he'll be taking me, but I'm sure he would gladly take you.
Hey, man, we are a package deal, Ben. We're a package deal. He can't take me without taking you, man. How about that?
It's kind of like you're the 5-star the 5-star receiver, and I'm the 1-star quarterback.
I'm Daniel Brooks, and you both hard agree. Yeah, that's it. 2003 recruiting class. Man, good morning. A lot of things to get to. A lot of Tennessee football news and notes, and
offense yesterday, put a whooping up on the defense, which is different. Usually the first day of practice means that usually we see the defense have the slight advantage over the offense, but that was not the case on yesterday. But good morning, individual, man. Are you okay, Ben? I mean, everybody's making moves in the NFL, the free agency. You okay?
Yeah, I'm
you
good.
All right? You all right, man?
I am good. Not as good as Triple O is this morning, as the Lions made a long list of moves.
They did a good job,
made former Vol, Justin Coleman, the highest paid nickelback in the NFL, went out and got Trey Flowers, signed him to a massive deal, which is very cool. I am a big Trey Flowers fan.
Why is that?
Because, well, for two reasons. You are hinting at the fact that he is from North Alabama.
He's from Huntsville. Get it right.
He is from Huntsville.
That's right.
He played at Columbia High School, if I'm not mistaken, there in Huntsville.
Was it Columbia when he was there, or was it still Lee?
It might have been Lee, but
he's from Huntsville.
The reason I am a big Trey Flowers fan is because I actually worked with his little sister when I worked at a big time sporting goods store there in Huntsville for like 4 years. His sister and I worked in the footwear department together for 3 years, so we became really good friends, and I met Trey on several occasions. One of the nicest human beings I've ever met, as genuine as it comes, very humble. So I have always followed Trey Flowers throughout his Arkansas career and then throughout his New England Patriots career. I believe he won 2 Super Bowls with the Patriots, one as a rookie and then one this past season. And so now it is very cool to see him be in a situation where he can take care of his family, because that family has been through a lot. Just a couple of years ago, his little brother was playing football at UAB, I believe, and died in a car wreck. So that family has been through a lot. So I was very happy to see that. But the Lions made several moves yesterday that I'm sure Triple O is very happy about. It is weird, though, when your team's not making a whole lot of moves, and, you know, just kind of – it's like watching recess and you can't participate in it.
Yeah. I mean, your team made a move, all right. They got bamboozled. And
2 moves. They got rid of arguably the best running back in the league and the best wide receiver in the league. So
here's what the Lions did. I can't believe I'm talking about the Lions. Golly, man, I got better things to do. But since Justin Coleman was signed to the Lions, and since Trey Flowers was signed to the Lions, and he's a Huntsville boy, I guess I'll mention what they did yesterday. They signed Danny Amendola. They also signed tight end Jesse James from your Steelers. Goodness gracious, man. And then they got Justin Coleman and Trey Flowers. They did a really good job, man. They did.
Why'd you say goodness gracious? They signed the Steelers' second-string tight end.
So, can you get some players?
Do I need to remind you of the Vance McDonald stiff arm that took place in Tampa last year?
You need more than one tight end.
They'll get one.
You need more than one.
They'll get one. If there's one position the Steelers always get right, along with many others, it is tight end.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so.
Miller, Vance McDonald, Jesse James.
I hope so. A lot of Vols signed to new teams. You mentioned Justin Coleman signed with the Lions. Also, Malik Jackson is going to go to the Eagles.
I love that.
Woo.
He and Derek Barnett.
Woo. Jawan James goes to the Denver Broncos. That's really cool. So congratulations to those guys.
He got like $30 million guaranteed, I believe.
He loves Dead End banana pudding. So every time he comes in town, I get word that Jawan James is in the building. He's getting some nanner pudding. So he'll be able to get a lot of nanner pudding with $30 million. Tennessee yesterday had their first practice in pads, and usually you see the defense have the advantage in the first couple days. Why is that? Well, defense normally has the advantage because offensively it's about rhythm, it's about timing, and your timing is kind of messed up there in the first couple days. You're trying to get that down. The ball may be a little bit behind a receiver. The receiver's not getting to the proper depth. You got 11 guys that have to work all together at once for a play to be successful, and sometimes it takes a little bit for that to happen. But first day, offense went out there and in Jeremy Pruitt's words, well, I guess whooped their butt.
I don't. It's so weird because this is the same case in fall camp as well. When the team is holding 3 scrimmages or so throughout fall camp, and if the offense has a great day, that means the defense didn't have a great day, and then vice versa. If the defense has a good day, then that likely means that the offense did not have a good day. So it's hard to kind of wrap your head around what to take away from it because there's zero chance of either side really having a good day at the same time.
No. It's funny because, like, if a quarterback throws an interception, you jump on the quarterback, don't throw that interception. But in the same breath, you're commending the corner for getting the interception.
Pruitt is commending Alontae Taylor while Chaney is chewing out JG.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens. Or a running back fumbles because he is stripped from a linebacker. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, you're praising the linebacker for pulling the lawnmower and getting that strip and forcing turnovers. And in the same breath, you're ripping the running back for allowing a fumble. That's just the way it is. What you would like is a little bit of both. You want some big plays from both sides. You don't want it to be lopsided. I'll give you an example. I want to say it was 2016. There was talk about, man, I don't know about this offensive line. Yeah, it was 16. There was a lot of promise going into the season, a lot of expectations. But the offense was having trouble against the defense consistently in practice. It wasn't like one day or 2 days. It was a reoccurring theme, a week, 2 weeks, where they could not hold up their pass protection. And I remember saying it on air. Might have tweeted it out because I know I got some hate. Oh, why would you say that? Because it's the truth.
That was also when.
Why you being negative? Okay.
When Jonathan Kongbo first stepped foot on campus, and it was kind of evident from day one.
It was. It's like the LSU fans jumping on Boogie McFarland for saying the truth. Like, really? You don't want the truth? Well, the truth was offensive line was shaky heading into the season. And what happened first game? Dobbs was getting pressure from Appy State. We couldn't run the football against Ohio. Was getting pressure from Ohio, and that became an issue for the season. My point is that fall camp, 2 weeks of one side beating the other. When you have one side beating the other for a week or two, you have a problem. You have a weakness. Either you have a weakness or that unit is really, really good, and that unit may be the best in the SEC. More times than not, you have a problem. And so it's just the first day. Yes, Jim Chaney is great. I am pumping the brakes. I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, Jim Chaney is sprinkling magic on everyone. It's one day.
I would be interested to know, why did the defense struggle? Was it because the defensive line was not getting a push, was not filling gaps? Some defensive line struggles would be my guess, just because you don't have a whole lot on the defensive line right now. Or was it a young secondary, maybe having some mishaps on the back end, or even the linebackers as well? But I would be curious to know which level of the defense may have been the cause of it, or was it a collective group effort that did not please Jeremy Pruitt? Because if I had to put my money on it, I'd probably place it on defensive line struggling.
That's a good place to start. But we know all pressure is generated from your front four, and if you're gonna create problems for the offense, then getting pressure without blitzing is the best way to do it. You have different guys, new guys in roles now. Did they execute their assignment? Were they in the right place? Did they have perfect alignment? You have a new defensive coordinator per se. There's a lot of things that could factor in why the offense was on it. And honestly, if I had one side or the other to pick which side I would love to see win the first day, I would say offense, because defensively I know they're going to be okay. Offensively, there's been questions about Jerry Garantano, him taking that next step. And with Jim Chaney being his fourth offensive coordinator in 4 years, that's encouraging for me, and then the offensive line being where they are, it's encouraging for me that the offense has started off so well. There's some advantages for Jared to have 4 quarterbacks in 4 years. There's also disadvantages. But Jared is a smart enough player to where he shouldn't let that be the reason why he's not successful. The reason why he's not successful is because he's getting hurt or he is making bad decisions. It's not going to be because he doesn't know what's going on, because football is just football. Concepts are the same. You got curl flat, you got smash, you have the same concepts. The concepts are just named differently inside of the offense with the terminology. Football is football. Encouraging that the offense started off fast and won against the defense. Trey Smith. Jeremy Pruitt talked about Trey Smith, and to me, that is the most important topic in our number one. We will get to that coming up next. Swain Event.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End BBQ has a new slew of daily specials for the fall. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the smokehouse stew, barbecue cheddar meatloaf, or the smoked turkey and dressing, which includes sliced smoked turkey and cornbread dressing paired with sautéed Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and a side of turkey gravy. While Dead End offers a different specialty meal each day, you can get their hillbilly chili every day. There is always something new at Dead End BBQ. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End BBQ. The fall flavor search is over.
Do you want a custom-themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Well, look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. Their tumblers and bottles are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the market. From stainless steel sippy cups to tumblers and sports bottles, Game Time Sidekicks offers something for the fan of all ages to rep their team with. They have many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around all the time. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler to make it one of a kind with things like your nickname, number, or initials. Game Time Sidekicks. Show your colors and carry your team.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Are you looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? If so, then call me, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. I take a no-nonsense approach to the real estate transaction. No fluff, just facts. Having lived and worked in the Knoxville area for 19 years, I am very familiar with the local real estate landscape and am ready to help you get the most money for your property with the least amount of hassle in the shortest amount of time. No one likes for their home to sit on the market for months at a time. If a straightforward approach to your real estate needs is what you prefer, then give me a call. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty at 865-694-5904 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
You're listening to the Swain Event.
And you know this, man.
SEC Network tweeted out yesterday at 9 p.m. Who gets your vote for SEC Player of the Year? Grant Williams or P.J. Washington? Why y'all wasting our time?
Go ahead and break out the tub of peanut butter this morning.
Why are you wasting our time with this
peanut
tweet?
butter.
We know who the Player of the Year in this conference is.
The responses were fun.
I'm not going to even look at the responses. They should all say Tennessee.
Well, they were Tennessee fans defending Grant Williams, or maybe not defending, but putting on for Grant Williams. And Kentucky fans were quick to remind those Tennessee fans in those mentions that Grant Williams is also the leader in the SEC in flopping, which is funny when you go back and watch the Kentucky-Tennessee game in Knoxville, because there were two instances in which P.J. Washington flopped as well, but that doesn't fit Kentucky fans' argument, so that's left out. Grant Williams, I know what you don't want to say.
This hurts me, man. This hurts me. Grant Williams does flop a lot.
He does flop, but
like it ain't as bad as the Belmont game.
That's what I was going to bring up. That Liberty player.
Is it? Yeah, Liberty and Belmont.
I have so many questions about that. Not only does the dude just have the worst flop of all time off the top of my head.
I thought it was hilarious.
But he got up and tried to fight, dude. Why are you charging at the Belmont player? No, was it Belmont or was it Lipscomb? But why are you charging at the guy trying to fight him when you're the one that just flopped, like you got elbowed in the ear hole and he completely missed you? You're laying on the ground dying, and then you want to charge the guy that you flopped on?
Yeah, it was it was Liberty in Lipscomb. You know how, like, I don't know if you ever went through this before, because I don't think you've ever been in a confrontation, because you're such a nice guy. No one wants to fight Ben.
That's debatable. I'm sure there's several people out there that would love to put their hands on me.
Volstorm, but
Volstorm don't want these hands.
Did you almost call him Vol Sprinkle?
No, I almost called him like Vol Stamp. I don't know.
Okay. Like back in the day when you really wanted to fight someone and that person didn't really want to fight you, you tried to entice that person by like walking past them and kind of bumping them with your shoulder, or when they say something, you say, "Oh, what? What'd you say? You talking to me?" No, he's not talking to you. He's talking to Felicia over there, and trying to get some homework done. He's not talking to you, but you're trying to get him to want to fight you. That's what this player was doing, man.
I just don't understand. It is one of the worst flops I've ever seen. And then on top of that, he gets up and storms after the Lipscomb player, wanting to fight him, although the Lipscomb player did not touch him.
He should have got a tee. I would have teed him up.
I would have too.
Yeah. You want to get up and storm at the other player when you know dang well that was a flop, the worst flop ever. You should have got a tee for the flop. But anyway.
And Grant Williams does not flop. He just tries to sell those foul calls.
Dude,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've tried to defend Grant for as long as I can.
I'm putting my blinders on.
I can't do it. I can't defend him anymore, man. I can't. Grant Williams, he flops sometimes.
It's understandable. Admiral is really focusing on, showing the NBA personnel that he can knock down those perimeter shots this year so that he can be a good fit in the NBA. Grant is just working on showing the NBA that he can flop as well, working on that aspect of his game.
I got to keep it real, man. I've tried to defend Grant as long as I could. Grant gets a little extra.
Just a little bit. He's just trying to sell the call. That's all.
I get it. But if you ask me yes or no, does Grant Williams flop? I can't say no. I can't.
I refuse to answer.
The many times that he's fell down, holding his wrist, only to get up and drain 2 free throws without even hitting the rim and be perfectly fine after that. I'm sorry. I love me some Grant Williams. I love this basketball team.
There was one that he had a couple of weeks ago. It might have been the Kentucky game. It was a home game within the last 2 or 3 weeks, and he acted as if he hurt his shoulder. He got hit on the shoulder, and then hit the ground and landed on that shoulder, and he got up stretching that shoulder, and
he's so extra.
And then he just gets up there and just sinks 2 free throws and doesn't
nothing but net.
Move his shoulder anymore.
Nothing but net, man. Nothing but net. Pruitt yesterday, when speaking to the media, mentioned Trey Smith. And Trey Smith, when healthy, is Tennessee's best football player. Mm-hmm. It ain't even close. Nope. Trey Smith was Tennessee's best football player as a true freshman. Last year, he had to sit out midseason because of the blood clot. And via spring, he did not participate during the spring, really didn't start contact until at fall camp. And that showed early in the season last year because he was not the same dominant offensive lineman. And he was trying to work himself back, but just wasn't the same player. Pruitt, when asked about Trey Smith's, quote, he's part of the team. He's really, when it comes to being injured, he's not injured. Trey plans on playing football one day again. That's his hope. And that's what he's working hard to do. So he wants to make sure that he gets an opportunity to watch from behind. So he's got a good idea about the calls, techniques, and things.
And then he was also asked about the timetable for a potential Trey Smith return. And he said, we are under the same protocol. He's doing everything but contact right now. So when we go out there and do off-season conditioning, he's running probably faster than everybody else at his position. So he does everything but contact.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not Trey Smith. I'm just being a human being here. When I say I'm a little nervous. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not Trey Smith. I'm being a human first and a fan second. Because a fan first was like, oh, woo, get him back out there. Let's go. He's our best player. Let's go. Let's go play. The fan first comment will be, wait a minute, man. Le'Veon Bell's he's not playing because he's hurt. He got a rare condition, a disease. Oh, man, had him on my fantasy team. Oh, he's not playing. What am I going to do? Who am I going to replace Le'Veon Bell with on my fantasy team? But Le'Veon has a rare condition, rare disease. That's being a fan first. Yeah, being a human first. Being a human first, you care about the human being over sports. And I think a lot of us share that same opinion where I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous for Trey Smith. But again, it's his body. He knows his body better than anyone besides the doctors. And so I hope that everything works out. That's all I can say about that. And it's good to see your best player working as hard as he is to try to get back and play. Because as a teammate, I want to play for Trey Smith. Like I want to work that much harder because you just never know. You never know when you may get hurt, when you may have a condition where you can't play. You can't take for granted any opportunity that you have to wear the power tee. You can't take for granted any opportunity that you have to play the game of football, because one day it can be taken away. And one day you could be fighting like heck. Hey, how about that one? To try to get back and be the same player that you once was. Trey Smith is a junior now, and he hasn't been the same player since he was a freshman. You just never know, man. You can't take any day for granted. 865-250-503. We have Around the SEC coming up next.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
It's freezing in here, Mary. What's wrong with your heater? The repairman can't get here till next week. Sugar, you've got the wrong guy. My guy is fast and has free heating service calls when he does the repair.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Hiller. Take advantage of a free service call with any repair.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
We're here with Dr. Mike Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, or instability, Achilles tendonitis, golfers, or tennis elbow, do what I did and give them a call.
Yeah, Jason, we specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged ligaments, tendons, and joints, including things like rotator cuff injuries, knee instability, elbow problems, as well as foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles, things of that nature, by injecting with stem cells and what's called PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. And this form of treatment we do under ultrasound, so we know we have our target. And it also stimulates the body's own reparative process, and this allows for the healing of damaged tissue. And as you well know, numerous professional and collegiate athletes, guys like Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, and even yourself with your ankle injury, have been using this form of treatment for years. And so we offer that same type of treatment here in East Tennessee.
Visit them on the web at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in regenerative therapy.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event. Around the SEC, powered by 42nd Street Marketing, your game-winning play call for design, marketing, and branding.
Let's go around the SEC here in the Swain Event. Swain Event is fueled by Dead End BBQ, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Around the SEC is brought to you by 42nd Street Design. 42sd.com is their website. Give them a call at 865-382-7007. Ben, what do we have for around the SEC today?
I tell you what, Bruce Pearl hires some doozies as some assistant coaches. Prior to last season, Auburn assistant coach Chuck Person was fired after he was arrested in an FBI case involving paying NCAA basketball players. And now, another Auburn assistant has been implicated in a scandal that is sure to draw the NCAA's eyes. Fortunately for Bruce Pearl, this scandal occurred during the assistant's time at Penn. Per a report from Philly.com, current Auburn assistant Ira Bowman has been implicated, along with then head coach Jerome Allen, in a bribery scheme regarding accepting money to have a wealthy man's son attend Penn. The former Penn head coach and iconic Quakers player, now an assistant coach with the Boston Celtics, testified that he took roughly $300,000 in bribes from a Florida businessman to get the man's son into Penn using a basketball priority slot. Allen testified that former Quakers assistant Ira Bowman, who is now at Auburn, had been brought into the scheme after Allen was let go by Penn, and that Bowman had been aware of it even before then. And now Allen faces federal charges of money laundering. Bruce Pearl, have fun dealing with this situation. All I want to know is, why is $300,000 being thrown around in an effort to get somebody to play basketball at Penn? $300,000 to get somebody to play basketball at Penn? I mean, I guess that money has more to do with the fact that Penn is a respectable school, but $300K for a basketball player at Penn? What is going on? Bruce Pearl with another problem on his hands.
It looks bad, but I'm pretty sure that went up against Tennessee will help him out.
Yeah. Speaking of, this is a complete side note that I mentioned to you after the show yesterday. If Bruce Pearl and Stephen Pearl spent the same amount of time coaching as they do complaining to the refs, Auburn would have lived up to expectations this season. But in other SEC basketball news, John Calipari provided an update on Reed Travis ahead of the SEC tournament. Obviously, Kentucky has been without Reed Travis since he went down with a knee injury against Missouri. Originally, it was expected that he would be ready for the SEC tournament, but now that might not be the case. On John Calipari's radio show Monday evening, Calipari said that if Travis plays in Nashville this week, it won't be as a starter. It will be as a backup and in small stretches, in 4 to 5 minute stretches, which is bad news for Kentucky.
If Tennessee doesn't win the SEC tournament,
I'm going to be pissed.
I'm going to be mad. Yeah, for real. I will be. I'll be bothered because LSU has what they got going on, and we should have beat them the first time because they didn't have Tremont Waters or Naz Reid, majority of that basketball game. Naz Reid was in foul trouble. And then now Javonte Smart's not playing. Naz Reid is he fell on the helmet. How long do you think Naz Reid going to be out?
And this time he stepped on a basketball?
Yeah, he fell on the basketball. That's why you just don't need to get caught cheating, man.
No, but
you just don't need to get caught cheating, dummy Will Wade.
If you are LSU, do you just play the guys regardless at this point and say, you know what, we've already had a great season. If we're gonna get caught, we're gonna get caught. Let's just play it out.
No, because you have to react to the news as if you have not heard it. And you have to maintain that you have institutional control. What you get slammed on with the NCAA is when you, the athletic program, know what's going on inside your program and you turn a blind eye. That's when you really get slammed. But you look at how Ole Miss was able to bounce back. They dump Hugh Freeze and maintain and basically scream their innocence. Oh, we didn't know. Ross Bjork, we didn't know what was going on. Oh, we'll fully cooperate. And you let Hugh Freeze take the fall. and you protect the greater good, which is the program. And so if you're LSU, you have to sit down Javonte Smart. You have to sit down Naj Reid. Because if you don't, and these guys go on and win, it's getting stripped anyways.
Well, that's my point. It's getting stripped anyways as of today. So why not just carry through with it, try to win a championship, and then just –
Let me say that differently. If you keep these guys out and you go and win, there's a possibility that you will not get stripped because you are participating with the NCAA. You're being cooperative with the NCAA, and you didn't know. Now you know, and you've taken actions. Well, maybe that helps you be able to keep whatever accolades you may acquire moving forward.
How did that work for Missouri in this tutoring situation?
I mean, you never lied there.
The AP announced its Player of the Year early this morning. I believe you told me it was 4:59 a.m. When they came out. And Grant Williams, for the second straight season, is the Associated Press AP SEC Player of the Year. And Mississippi's Kermit Davis is Coach of the Year. Grant Williams was also a unanimous first-team All-SEC selection. Jordan Bone and Admiral Schofield was on the second team. And then Kentucky freshman Tyler Hero was voted SEC Newcomer of the Year. This is the first year since 2007 that 0 freshmen were named to the AP All-SEC first team or second team. At least one freshman made the team every season since then. So some cool honors for Grant Williams. I expect for him to be named the SEC Player of the Year, voted on by the coaches later today. I am interested to see if Jordan Bowden is the SEC Sixth Man of the Year. Does Jordan Bone make All-SEC first team? Does Admiral Schofield make All-SEC first team? So some more awards should come down the pipe today for Grant Williams and the rest of his teammates.
Yeah, I don't know if Admiral's going to make first team. P.J. Washington should make it. You know they're going to put Tremont Waters there in the first team. I think they should put Tremont Waters and Jordan Bone and leave Quindary Weatherspoon off of it, if you ask me, but that's just me. And then, Grant Williams is going to be there. That's 4.
Are you putting Daniel Gafford on there from Arkansas?
I mean, how can you not?
Who is about to be a lottery pick?
I think it's gonna be tough for Admiral to be on the first team. I think Bone and Williams are. They're our best bet.
I would probably put Jordan Bone over Quindary Weatherspoon, but I'm not going to be hooting and hollering if that is not the case. I mean, Quindary is averaging 18.5 points per game, nearly 5 rebounds, and nearly 3 assists, and he is the engine to that Mississippi State team. And he's had a really, really good year.
We've seen this happen in football where A.J. Johnson will have 2,000 sacks in a season, but because he played on a stinky team and no one else was able to make plays, he didn't get first team. The player that made a bigger contribution on a winning team who was better got that nod. And hopefully this is the case here with Jordan Bone. I think Jordan Bone needs to be on the first team. How in the heck are you recognized as Dickie V's top 6 point guards in the country? I'm not saying Dickie V is the end-all, be-all. He has the last word, but how can you be recognized as one of the nation's best point guards, but then you don't make first team inside your own conference? That don't make any sense to me.
Was Tremont Waters on that list?
That's why they both need to be on there.
Yeah.
Put both point guards on there.
Both of
these. That's right. That's right. 865-250-503 B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Yeah, I ain't gonna be happy if Tennessee doesn't win the SEC tournament. I mean, it's set up for them to do that because Kentucky is not the same without Reed Travis. They are not.
No. And I tell you, if Ole Miss beats Alabama on Thursday at 6 o'clock Central Time, which I think they will, that Ole Miss Kentucky game is going to be fun. Ole Miss nearly beat Kentucky 2 weeks ago. Granted, that was in Oxford, but Ole Miss is still capable of beating Kentucky, and that'll be a fun game. Obviously, Tennessee will probably play Mississippi State unless A&M or Vanderbilt pull off a miracle and beat Mississippi State. But I like Tennessee's matchup with Mississippi State. I like Tennessee's matchup with Kentucky if Reed Travis isn't playing. Honestly, I like Tennessee's matchup with Kentucky more than I like it with Ole Miss. Because Ole Miss is just going to fire three-pointers all night long.
I don't know about that.
Whereas Kentucky, I just don't trust Keldon Johnson. I don't trust Ashton Higgins. The only players I trust on Kentucky is P.J. Washington and Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero, that's my boy right there. I like Tyler Hero.
I know you like you some Tyler Hero.
But he got shut down against Tennessee here.
I mean,
he was shook.
I don't trust Nick Richards. I don't trust E.J. Montgomery. I don't trust Ashton Higgins, Emmanuel Quickly, Keldon Johnson. I don't trust him. Reed Travis isn't playing. That's their team right there. Ole Miss has Terrence Davis, Breon Tyree.
Tennessee better win.
Schuler.
They better win a tournament, man. They better win a tournament.
Because you look at really the only two teams that I don't feel confident in is Ole Miss and Auburn, and that's simply because they light it up from the three-point line, and Tennessee does not defend the three-point line very well.
Ole Miss, that team, they believe, man. They have bought in 100% into Kermit Davis, and that's why AP picked him as their coach of the year. And yesterday we had a touchdown turnover of, kind of which coach we would pick. And you went with Frank Martin. I gave the slight edge to Kermit Davis. Kermit Davis may not win the SEC coach of the year, voted for by the coaches inside the conference. It may be Frank Martin. It may be Kermit Davis. It may be someone else. It's weird to me that the top three teams in the league, those coaches won't get a vote.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's just weird to me. Like, usually the best team, the coach did probably the best job and wins coach of the year, but not in SEC basketball. They don't do it that way. We got Attaboy coming up here in a few minutes. First, let's get to the phones. Let's get to Jay. Jay, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jay.
How are you this morning?
Great. What's on your mind this morning, my friend?
Well, I think we end up winning the tournament.
I hope so.
It'd be a party in downtown Nashville.
I hope so. I mean, Nashville's 2 hours away from 2.5 hours away from Knoxville. And I heard Rick Barnes talk about, our fans, our great fans, and love to see them out there in big numbers because, Kentucky fans are going to be there. And so hopefully this is the year where we come close. Let's make it 50-50 or 40-40. Let's make it 40-40.
Let's make it 40-40.
Yeah, because we're not going to have – there's going to be fans of other teams there too.
That's fair.
It's not going to be just Tennessee and Kentucky.
Jay, if Tennessee wins the SEC tournament, will you bail me out of jail for my celebration?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
That's all that matters.
You couldn't do that if you wanted to. You're too nice of a guy. You're too scared of breaking the rules to do that. You're not going to do that. And Jay is not going to – he's not going to bail you out, and he's not going to get excited.
See, that's where you're wrong. Jay is a great person and would definitely bail me out of jail.
You're not gonna go to jail. Number one.
This is very true.
Number two.
You don't think I'll go streaking down Broadway if Tennessee wins?
No, you won't. You won't do that. Hopefully you won't do that. Hopefully.
Yeah, probably won't.
That would be bad pub on the Swain Event for the Swain Event brand.
Actually, I'm gonna go. The only thing that I'll have on is a Swain Event T-shirt.
No.
With the Swain Event logo, streaking down Broadway.
No, thank you. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. I had something to say, but I'll keep my comments to myself since it's in the first hour.
Probably a good idea.
865-250-503 B-Dry Waterproofing hotline. We got Attaboy coming up next.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
It's going to be mostly sunny today with a high of 61 and a low of 44. Partly sunny tomorrow with a high near 67 and a low around 54. A little rain is moving in on Thursday with a high in the low 70s. Weather on the Swain Event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Thinking about trying CBD oil but not sure where to get it or who to trust for a quality supplement? Our friends at Tennessee Valley Hemp Company invite you to try their full spectrum hemp extract, available in 500 milligram and 1000 milligram strengths. They are a local company based right here in Knoxville whose crops are grown in East Tennessee. Their farmers are committed to cultivating pharmaceutical grade hemp oil that produces results. It is only available in community pharmacies where you can get questions answered by experienced professionals. If you are unsure whether or not it is okay to take hemp extract with your existing medications, pharmacists are happy to perform interaction checks that keep you safe and healthy. You can find out more by visiting or calling any of these local drugstores: Gordon's Drugstore in Carnes, Vaughn's Drugstore in Powell, or Stanford Drugs in New Tazewell. Check them out on Facebook at Tennessee Valley Hemp Company, and don't forget to hit the like button. When you buy, remember to ask for the only hemp oil that supports your health and the Power T. Tennessee Valley Hemp Company. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Do you have sloping or uneven floors, foundation cracks, or a leaning chimney? Do your windows and doors not open properly, or are there gaps where the floor and walls meet? Don't worry, B-Dry offers approved foundation repair solutions like steel I-beams, helical piering, epoxy injections, carbon fiber applications, and more. Make sure that your home is on stable ground with B-Dry. Call them at 865-588-0454 or find them online at bdry.com.
Have you noticed lack of energy, motivation, and drive? Call the Low T Center and schedule a complete health assessment today. Whether you have sleep apnea and need a CPAP or have low testosterone or low thyroid levels, Low T Center will get you feeling great again. If you're a man over 30 and haven't had an annual checkup, don't wait until you feel bad. Do yourself a favor and get a quick and easy health assessment today. Services are covered by most health insurance. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage. It's not available in all states.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Hoes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
I got one attaboy today. I'll make this really, really easy, really simple. It goes to former Vol cornerback Justin Coleman. The deal will make Coleman the league's highest paid nickelback at $36 million over 4 years. He is going to the Detroit Lions. Justin Coleman was a guy here at Tennessee that did not have the best college career. But Justin Coleman is proof that what you do in college doesn't always carry over to the NFL, good or bad. You can be one of the best college football players in the country, and it just doesn't translate to the NFL. You can also be one of the worst corners in the SEC and go on to be one of the best nickels players in the NFL.
Play for the Patriots.
And the Seahawks, two of the most respected head coaches in the league, Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick. And I was in a big box store probably a couple months ago, and I walked right past him.
You said, "What's up, cuz?"
Nah, man.
You didn't drop the cousin reference?
Nope. He was in his zone. I had somewhere to be. And that's the second time I've actually seen him out in Knoxville. First time was at a restaurant, like a hibachi restaurant.
I had to, he came out when I worked for the Smokies last summer. He came out through the first pitch for one of the games. And I had to, like, escort him around all over the stadium. Pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, he's cool, man. So he gets the attaboy for today. It ain't how you start, it's how you finish. It's how you finish. And Justin Coleman making his family proud. I know he's proud. A lot of folks didn't believe that he was good enough to play at the NFL. A lot of people didn't believe he was good enough to play at Tennessee. But all he's done is put the work in, and it is paying off. So congratulations to Justin Coleman. He gets my attaboy for today.
And attaboy to Juwan James. You mentioned that at the top of the show that he signed with the Denver Broncos last night. He is actually now the highest paid right tackle in the NFL. So
goodness gracious.
How about Tennessee in the news yesterday? Former alums. May not have anybody at the combine, may not have anybody drafted, but hey, we've got the highest paid right tackle and the highest paid nickel. So take that. And then you also have Malik Jackson getting paid. So, built by Tennessee. Take that. My attaboy, how can it not go to Grant Williams? Obviously, I mentioned in the last segment that he was the AP SEC Player of the Year. He was also tabbed the first team All-American by Sporting News. It was his first postseason accolade on Monday. The junior forward is the first Tennessee player since Chris Lofton in 2008 to be named a first-team All-American, and just the second since Dale Ellis earned the honor in 1983. In total, Williams is the 16th Tennessee player to earn first-team recognition. The SEC Player of the Year finished the regular season as the top scorer in the SEC with 19.3 points per game. He has been one of the nation's most versatile and reliable players this season, averaging 7.7 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 1.5 blocks, and 1.2 steals per game, shooting 57% from the field and 83% from the free throw line. That's amazing production when you consider the guys that are also on the team. Admiral Schofield, Jordan Bone, Jordan Bowden, Lamonte Turner. Like, Tennessee has some scorers on his team, and for Grant to have these numbers is pretty impressive.
Grant Williams, clear-cut, three-time SEC Player of the Year. I don't know how, if he returns, I don't know how he's not going to get it, man.
Injury.
He's going to be even better than he was this year. Hour 2 coming up.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain Event.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown turnover backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates and better service. Swain Events, fueled by Dead End BBQ, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Touchdown turnover. Tennessee will win the SEC tournament.
We're doing this on a Tuesday, huh?
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
They
Club
will.
going up.
We know these teams inside and out, inside the league. It's no surprise. We know them. We know what's going on with LSU. We know what's going on with Kentucky. Tennessee. They win the SEC tournament. Touchdown turnover. Not what you want, but what you think.
I go touchdown. LSU simply has too much drama going on right now. I don't even think LSU makes it to Sunday. So I don't think Tennessee will even have to face LSU. Kentucky, I like Tennessee's matchup with Kentucky, especially if Reed Travis is not playing. I expect Tennessee to beat Kentucky. Like I said, now Ole Miss, if Tennessee plays Ole Miss on Saturday, that does worry me because Ole Miss can light it up from the three-point line. Tennessee is not great at defending the three-point line. And then Mississippi State, they don't necessarily scare me, but they make me raise my eyebrow because they are a veteran basketball team with some good basketball players. They are well coached. It would not surprise me if Mississippi State advances to Friday and we're able to upset Tennessee. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm not picking them to win. So I like Tennessee's draw on this side of the bracket. I think Tennessee beats Mississippi State, A&M, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Alabama, either of the teams that they play. And then at the top of the bracket, I think Arkansas beats Florida. I think Arkansas beats LSU. And then I think Auburn will end up beating South Carolina, and I think it'll be Arkansas-Auburn to go to the SEC championship game. And on a neutral floor, I like Tennessee's matchup. I like Tennessee's chances to beat those two teams. Like I said, I don't like the matchup with Auburn just because of the way Auburn plays basketball. But Auburn has not played well away from Auburn Arena this year. So I like Tennessee in that basketball game. I like Tennessee over Arkansas as well. So I'll go touchdown. I think Tennessee wins the SEC tournament.
I'm going touchdown because Grant Williams is going to win SEC Player of the Year, and he's going to let everyone know why he won it. And Tennessee just came off a game where they shot way too many threes, 28 threes, and they're going to reestablish what makes them one of the best teams in the country, and that is inside-out action. And Grant Williams will get plenty of touches, and the threes that we do shoot will be because Grant Williams is fanning and get back out to the open shooter. So I think Grant Williams will make his case and remind folks why he was selected two-time SEC Player of the Year, and I think he's going to have a great tournament. So I'm going touchdown, man. I'm going touchdown.
Now, who would be your second choice to win the SEC tournament? Is it as simple as Kentucky, or are you going out of the blue? Because I think Auburn's my second choice. Auburn's playing good basketball right now. They've won 6 out of the last 7, and those that does include road wins in Tuscaloosa and elsewhere. They've been playing much better basketball. I think Auburn would be my second choice.
Kentucky would be my second choice.
So you think whoever, assuming Tennessee and Kentucky take care of business on Friday night, the winner of Tennessee-Kentucky wins the SEC tournament?
Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
I can see it. Now, do you agree with me when I say I don't even think LSU makes it to Sunday?
I agree.
Do you think Arkansas or Florida is able to upset LSU, or do you think it'll take Auburn or South Carolina upsetting LSU?
I think Florida can.
Okay.
I think the way they shoot the basketball, Auburn shoots it better than Florida, but Florida can shoot it too, and Florida's a really good defensive team. As long as Mike White is not drawing up plays at the end of the game, Florida should be okay.
Yeah, that's
all right. Hold up, guys. Look at this. You go here, you go here, you go there, you do this. Coach, all you did was draw stick figures. Oh. All right, just go win. How do you not get a shot off?
I don't know. I do not like Florida's first-round matchup with Arkansas. Arkansas and Florida play at noon Central on Thursday. I think Arkansas wins that basketball game simply because of Daniel Gafford. Florida doesn't have anybody that can match Daniel Gafford, and Gafford has been a problem down the stretch.
Yeah, I like Florida's defense, though.
That's fair. Florida plays very good defense, obviously. Jalen Hudson is also starting to come into his own for Florida. He is the reason Florida was almost able to upset LSU last week. It's just Florida's just inconsistent. One game they'll play really well, the next game they won't. I like Daniel Gafford.
Remember, the Florida team made a little run. Was it last year or the year before in the NCAA tournament?
The year before,
when they did not. It seemed like they didn't have a great team.
Their Final Four year with South Carolina. Was that? Is that the year that you're thinking?
Yeah,
of?
It was the Final Four year. When South Carolina beat Florida. Yep, to go.
Yes.
Yep,
so Florida made it to the Elite Eight that year with Chris Chiozza, that little small point guard from Memphis. They had a big man on that team as well.
Yeah, I trust Florida's defense. I just don't trust Mike White on the whiteboard over there playing tic-tac-toe during timeouts.
He's no Kermit Davis or Rick Barnes.
Golly, man. God,
it's going to be a fun SEC tournament because each team has its own unique storyline. Obviously, LSU has all the drama going on there. South Carolina, how in the world did South Carolina end up a 4 seed after the start it got off to a non-conference play? Auburn's been playing good basketball of late. Alabama and Florida both trying to make the NCAA tournament, although I would be surprised if Alabama makes the tournament. Ole Miss has the Coach of the Year. Mississippi State is a veteran team with a first-team All-SEC selection on it. Tennessee obviously was #1 in the country for a month, and then obviously Kentucky is Kentucky. So it's going to be a fun SEC tournament. Now, Wednesday night will not be fun when Vanderbilt plays Texas A&M. That will not be fun, and I am interested to see how long it takes Vanderbilt to fire Bryce Drew following that game.
They might fire him during the game. They might not let him. They might fire him on in the locker room
at halftime.
Yeah, they might fire him then.
Remember a couple weeks ago we talked about the pregame speech that the SEC Network showed.
It was terrible. You got my back.
The new athletic director, I believe his name is Malcolm Turner, is going to be in the locker room for that pregame speech. Listen to it, and right before the team is running out to the court, he's going to stop Bryce Drew and say, "Nah,
I got it. I'm coaching today.
Nah, this is not it."
Yeah, I'm coaching today. The players were on their phones checking their tweets while you're giving your pregame speech. They're not paying attention to you anymore, Coach. I got it from now. Jared Garantano was asked about some of the other players on offense, and he mentioned JT Stroud, and he was very positive about JT Stroud, which is further confirmation that the Jared Garantano you saw in the Georgia Tech game 2017 is not the Jared Garantano that we all know. The Jared Garantano, the real Jared Garantano, when he was a true freshman, had and still has a great relationship with Josh Dobbs. Mm-hmm. Was always right there talking to Josh Dobbs. Was on the sideline with him. The Jared that you see Now, and the Jerry you saw last year and always was trying to help Killer Chris. Never had any problems there. And now he's talking positive about JT Stroud. He says, I think he's grown. He's grown physically and mentally. And every single day he's asking me to get in the film room with him. He's taking a lot of big steps. And I'm pretty sure Jared is getting in the film room with him too. I don't think he's pulling a Peyton Manning and telling him the wrong direction in the wrong time. Even though I wouldn't blame Jared if he did that, to be honest.
Yeah, and these
I wouldn't
either. And these comments are from Friday around lunchtime when, for once, they let us talk to the quarterback, which it was very cool to see.
He should be talking a lot, man. He should have been talking a whole lot last year. He's a quarterback. I don't understand why he wasn't.
I guess because technically there's a somewhat of a quarterback battle going on.
Boy, stop.
Now,
a
lot of it was fan generated. Speaking of which, quick side note: Keller Chris, do you think he does his pro day here at Tennessee or back at Stanford? Because I've heard rumblings that it may be at Stanford.
He's doing a pro day?
Yeah.
For what? Just go get ready get ready to coach, man. Go coach. Why? I mean, if you are in the camp that says, hey, why not? Go do it. You just never know what might happen. That's fine too, but why?
I agree with you. I agree.
Go coach. Go coach. I thought Killer Chris would be at Western Kentucky coaching with Helton. It's what I thought would happen, but I didn't know he was doing pro day. I saw pro day on the schedule. We got the email from Tennessee about availability, and I saw pro day, and I laughed.
I did too.
Pro day? Pro day? We doing pro day? Why?
Is this a warm-up pro day for Marquez Callaway and Jawan Jennings for next year?
This is going to be the worst pro day since I've been in Knoxville since 2003.
And I didn't think that was possible based off the pro day that Tennessee had. Was it last year or the year before that? There was one within the last – was it Butch Jones' final year? So I guess last year the pro day was kind of They had a pro day within the last 2 or 3 years that – I think it was a year after Dobbs. After Dobbs and Kamara and Reeves-Maben and those guys. There's a pro day that was
Yeah, we need pro days to be
this one
an event like it used to be. I mean, it used to be an event where like you would get in trouble if you didn't go to class, but on pro days,
you understood. They understood.
They understood. I mean, here's your teammates getting a chance to show off their talents to go to the NFL, and I think we all need to see that. I think it's a great experience to see that, so that way you can prepare for that the next year. So, pro day used to be an event. I mean, it used to be packed. It's not an event anymore. It's not, man. And we need to get it back there
because all 32 NFL teams will be represented, but there is not a single NFL team that is going to send its GM, to send its head coach, to send a coordinator, to send its head scout. I mean, I don't think anybody at the top of the totem pole in any NFL organization will be in Knoxville on Thursday. I would be surprised if a head coach or a GM shows up.
I remember when Mike Tomlin was here. I remember seeing Nick Saban here before when he was with the Miami Dolphins. But, I mean, last year's pro day at least had John Kelly.
Well, then maybe I'm thinking of the year before because you're right. You had John Kelly. See, last year was John Kelly, Rashawn Golden, and Trevor Daniel, PU.
Yeah,
because we
right.
had the whole incident with Mama.
Yeah,
No, I'm missing somebody. There's a third position player, J.K., Rashawn, and somebody else.
Ethan Woof.
Maybe so.
Was it Woof?
Yes, the brother of Georgia tight end Eli Wolf.
Woof.
You ain't right. I think it was the year before that I'm thinking of that Tennessee just did not have anybody.
No, that was it. Because 17's pro day was the.
I guess that was Alvin and Dobbs.
Yeah. So it was last year you're thinking about.
Yeah, but
and this year's worse than last year. And last year wasn't that great.
No, last year, I mean, you had a couple of really good guys in Rashawn and J.K., but
I mean, you had guys that actually got drafted.
Yes, this year, I mean, who has the best chance of getting drafted?
Who's participating in pro day?
I guess Shy Tuttle, Kyle Phillips, Paul Bain, Alexis Johnson.
Kyle Phillips.
TK Jr. is not participating.
No, he's done playing football.
I think Shy Tuttle or Kyle Phillips has the best chance to get drafted.
No, I do too. I agree. 865-200-5503. Who we got there?
Volstorm.
Volstorm, good morning. Oh, Evan Berry competed.
Y'all to be up this morning talking about Keller Chris pro day.
I mean, I ain't trying to be mean or anything. I'm just like, why?
I'm not trying to be mean, but
I'm not. But I mean, what am I supposed to say?
Is the XFL having a pro day?
I mean,
with the way Christian Hackenberg, the Memphis Express could use a quarterback.
Whew. Oh man, that's almost as funny as when you go to Dead End BBQ and ask for a menu and they hand Ben crayons.
They actually. What's funny? It's funny that you mentioned that. We went to lunch with Chip Payne a couple weeks ago at Dead End, and Swain's littlest one was sitting next to me, and we actually colored together. So you are not wrong.
Yeah. So did she have her own crayons and you had your own?
Yes, she was using the color red, although I tried to take that away from her, and I was using green, I believe.
See, you couldn't even handle Swain's kids. You talk about throwing hands with me.
No, you can't handle my youngest one.
She got too much of her daddy in her.
That is for sure.
She does.
Guys, I'm glad y'all are so confident about Tennessee winning the tournament, but I still got a history in the back of my mind of the way Tennessee does tournaments.
But here's my question to you. What does the last 10 SEC tournaments have to do with this year's tournament?
Well, have you seen the way we've played the past couple of months? Yeah, we've had a standout game with Kentucky, but is really anything else stood out?
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I think the Mississippi State game, which was a blowout, and Mississippi State probably played their worst game in a month or two. Tennessee had several things that they could have done better, but the Kentucky game, I don't know how you critique that and say they could have played better. That was just a perfect performance. But before that Kentucky game, even when we were ranked number 1, we were playing with fire. And so I can't disagree with that. I'm not going to sit here and say that we've been playing great for a long period of time, but I do think we are built to win this thing. And you look at what's going on in Kentucky, you look at what's going on at LSU. They should win on a neutral court. They should. That's why I think they will.
I don't know. I just kind of look at it glass half full rather than glass half empty because, sure, you do have the Auburn game and the LSU game, but Tennessee has 4 losses on the season, all 4 of them to good teams. One was in overtime to the then-ranked number 1 team in the country when they were clicking on all cylinders on a neutral floor. And then, obviously, the Kentucky blowout was not very pleasing, but that's still a good Kentucky team in Rupp Arena. And then Auburn, Auburn just had more breaks in the second half go their way that made it one more play or two in their home arena. And then the LSU game, I mean, you were an interesting foul call away from going to a second overtime. So I don't know. I just kind of look at it glass half full.
Well, my only concern is, which Tennessee team are we going to get? Are we going to get the one that'll, kind of play defense, will kind of rebound, just doing barely enough to get by, gets a lead at the first half and then kind of slacks off in the second half and ends up losing? Or are we going to get that team that was on fire during the Kentucky game, during the Mississippi State game? Which team is going to show up?
Yeah, that's a fair question. I mean, it looked like Tennessee had turned the page on the defensive end with their performance against Kentucky and Mississippi State, but it may have been a fluke based off how they played against Auburn. in terms of guarding the perimeter.
All right, boys. Well, Ben, I look forward to bailing you out of juvie when you get caught.
Hey, I'd rather be bailed out of juvie than jail.
Oh, man.
Juvie means I'm still young.
Yeah, you get a little slap on the wrist. Last year's Pro Day, 31 teams were there, and you had Evan Berry, Elliott Berry. I'm sorry, no one wants to see a punter punt. I don't care if it is Trevor Daniel, but he was there. Rashawn Golden. You had Colton Jumper, Jakob Johnson, Jeff George, Brett Kendrick, Justin Martin, John Kelly. Did I say John Kelly already? Emmanuel Mosley, who was with the 49ers this past year. Jay Sean Robertson.
Still is with the 49ers.
Yeah. Josh Smith, Chat Wiggins, Ethan Kendall Vickers. I mean, so you had it wasn't great. It wasn't a great group. But this group was a whole lot better than this group this year.
Yeah, and you mentioned there were 31 NFL teams. There are still going to be 31, 32 NFL teams on Thursday. But again, how many of those 31 NFL teams sent their top dogs? I doubt we'll see any top dogs in Knoxville on Thursday.
Steelers going to send their intern?
Probably.
They're going to send their GA?
They're going to send Mike Tomlin's son.
865-255-03. Stay with us. Be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End BBQ has a new slew of daily specials for the fall. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the smokehouse stew, barbecue cheddar meatloaf, or the smoked turkey and dressing, which includes sliced smoked turkey and cornbread dressing paired with sautéed Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and a side of turkey gravy. While Dead End offers a different specialty meal each day, you can get their hillbilly chili every day. There is always something new at Dead End BBQ. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End BBQ. The fall flavor search is over.
We're here with Dr. Mike Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, or instability, Achilles tendonitis, golfers, or tennis elbow, do what I did and give them a call.
Yeah, Jason, we specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged ligaments, tendons, and joints, including things like rotator cuff injuries, knee instability, elbow problems, as well as foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles, things of that nature, by injecting with stem cells and what's called PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. And this form of treatment we do under ultrasound, so we know we have our target. And it also stimulates the body's own reparative process, and this allows for the healing of damaged tissue. And as you well know, numerous professional and collegiate athletes, guys like Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, and even yourself with your ankle injury, have been using this form of treatment for years. And so we offer that same type of treatment here in East Tennessee.
Visit them on the web at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. East Tennessee's leader in regenerative therapy.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Are you ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Then call me, Jennifer Morris, with Keller Williams Realty at 865-694-5904. Listen to what the Townsend family had to say.
After having listed our home with another agent, Jennifer's marketing approach was a breath of fresh air. She priced our home competitively, strategized the best time to list, and began planning our open house. She aggressively negotiated with the buyer and kept us informed during the entire process. Jennifer took away the stress of selling our home, and we would not hesitate to use her again in the future.
Are you ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Then call me, Jennifer Morris, with Keller Williams Realty at 865-694-5904.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
It's freezing in here, Mary. What's wrong with your heater? The repairman can't get here till next week. Sugar, you've got the wrong guy. My guy is fast and has free heating service calls when he does the repair.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Hiller. Take advantage of a free service call with any repair.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
If you aren't following the Swain Event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
Triple OG, the Lions have made 2 or 3 pretty good signings. And Triple O is acting like the Lions are going to the NFC Championship game. Something they have, I don't think they've ever done that before. I know they haven't played for Super Bowl.
You're not calling them by their correct name. They're no longer, bless you, they're no longer the Detroit Lions. They are the Detroit Patriots.
They're trying to be the Patriots.
They are the Patriots.
No, you're not.
Patriots of the West. The Wild, Wild West.
Let me tell you about the swag or fake swag that Triple O has right now. Triple O put a poll up an hour ago talking about when should I call the Swain Event today? Hour 1, hour 2, or hour 3. Who do you think you are, Triple O?
You think he's something special?
Triple O, who you think you are to make a poll about when you should call? Where did this confidence come from? Just because you signed Justin Coleman? Just because you signed Trey Flowers? All you're going to do is wipe off your funk and stench on them.
I feel bad for Justin Coleman and Trey Flowers because now their NFL career is going to be cut short by about 4 or 5 years when they retire.
They're going to retire early. That's what's going to happen. And Triple O has a nerve to make jokes about my Bears having cap room and Louis Riddick of ESPN mentioning that he would love to see Le'Veon Bell in Chicago.
Be a good fit. Are you going to order a Le'Veon Bell jersey if that happens?
I'm grown. I don't wear jerseys.
What about a jersey?
No.
No. Now, does Chicago have good weed?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I asked that because that is a key factor for Le'Veon in making his decision of where he will end up going.
I guess. I guess, man.
Because he can't stay off the weed.
I guess. Hey, most of the league engages in that. They just are smarter about when to do it. But the NFL, most of them smoke. But as long as Le'Veon is doing what he needs to do, I will take him over Antonio Brown in a heartbeat.
Oh, I would too.
Yeah, bring on Le'Veon with a young quarterback and Mitchell Trubisky.
That is the out of the two, Le'Veon is the one that I'm upset did not work out the most because Antonio Brown is just a cancer to his locker room, and I'm not convinced that things are going to be all sunny for him in Oakland.
Yeah.
But with Le'Veon, it was just a simple fact that the Steelers did not want to give him the guaranteed money that he felt like he deserved, and And I kind of understand the Steelers not wanting to do that because of his problem not being able to stay off the weed and injury history, but it is what it is.
Vol in Birmingham says Volstorm is on it 100%. Which team we get depends on how far we will go. We got beat at Auburn because we couldn't guard the 3, and we tried to play their game instead of our own. Didn't try to go down low, just tried to shoot threes all day, and we couldn't. Ball Coach 5 says, why is this guy a Vol fan?
Referring to Volstorm, let it be known.
Yeah.
It should be negative Volstorm.
I didn't see the call as negative. I mean,
we're not going to make it.
He pointed out what he's seen this season, which is a team that has been a little inconsistent, even in wins.
Have they been inconsistent? They're 27-4.
Even in wins, they've been a little inconsistent and haven't played well. Even in wins. I mean, we can look at their record, and their record can be 20. I mean, it could be 20-11, and they could be undefeated. But what we have seen from them and how they played, that doesn't change anything. They still played a certain type of way.
And they were still doing something good enough to win those games.
But what's our goal?
To win a championship.
Okay. So if our goal is to win a championship, we got to look past just the record. We got to look at how they've played. And we got to look at the competition that's going to give Tennessee problems and compare ourselves to them. The Virginians of the world, the Michigans of the world, the Dukes, the Gonzagas. Are we playing good enough to beat those teams? I don't care about Ole Miss. I don't care about South Carolina. I don't care about Alabama, Mississippi State. I don't care about those teams. You know, that's last year. This year, it's about getting to the Elite Eight, getting to the Final Four. So the record for me is not important. It's how we are playing. And so if you think about it in that way, it's fair to say, okay, well, we've had, some performances where we've won, but we've had lapses. We've allowed teams to shoot who come in shooting 25% or 30% from 3, leave that night shooting 40%. And what happened against Auburn? It bit us in the butt. So I don't think Volstorm was negative or off base. I understand where he's coming from. I do.
I don't think he was negative. I was just picking on him. But at the end of the day, this team is still 27-4 and has played good basketball throughout the entire season. And I like their chances of winning the SEC tournament.
No, I do too. But even if they win the SEC tournament, it ain't even about that. It's about the NCAA tournament and how far they go to compete for a championship. Because let's say they win the SEC tournament and they lose in the 3rd round in the Sweet 16 game. How would you grade the season? How would you look at the season?
I said it last April when Charlie was trying to say that it was Final Four bust. It depends on who they play. If they get matched up with Duke and Zion's playing and Duke is clicking that day, I'm not going to grade the season a failure.
Well, they won't be matched up against Zion and Duke because I think both teams will be a number 2 seed.
Right, but I'm just using that as an example. If something like that were to happen, I'm not going to grade the season a failure. It just wasn't your day. Just like you and I were watching the Auburn Tennessee game yesterday after the game, and Tennessee struggled to execute down the stretch, but it wasn't like Tennessee just played some terrible game. Did they take too many 3-point shots? Absolutely. But Auburn was good on Saturday, and you just may run into that type of situation. Now, that doesn't mean that you didn't meet your goals, but my point in saying that is I'm in wait-and-see mode. But before I want to say, okay, just because they got bounced in the Sweet 16 means the season was terrible. To me, it's based off of who they play in the matchup. It'll be disappointing, but I'm not going to be out here saying the season was terrible.
It depends on how they play. It depends on who they play. But it will be disappointing. It would be disappointing. There's no way around it. I remember when Lamonte Turner had his comments after the game last year when they lost to Loyola. He called it a failure because they didn't reach their goals. And that's exactly what it is. It's no sugarcoating. It's no. You have a goal. You didn't reach it. It's a failure. That's what a failure is. And so they got to make sure they prevent that from happening, and they have to play at a certain level. That level needs to be how they played against Kentucky. So it's a fair criticism of any fan or anyone outside of the Tennessee fan base to go, okay, man, Tennessee, when they wasn't number one, play like the number one team in the country, and then the last 2 weeks when they were number one, did not play like the number one team in the country. They got to get back to playing like that team. And it's been a while since we've seen it. We saw it a little bit against Kentucky. Hour 2 continues after this.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
Thinking about trying CBD oil but not sure where to get it or who to trust for a quality supplement? Our friends at Tennessee Valley Hemp Company invite you to try their full spectrum hemp extract, available in 500 milligram and 1000 milligram strengths. They are a local company based right here in Knoxville whose crops are grown in East Tennessee. Their farmers are committed to cultivating pharmaceutical grade hemp oil that produces results. It is only available in community pharmacies where you can get questions answered by experienced professionals. If you are unsure whether or not it is okay to take hemp extract with your existing medications, pharmacists are happy to perform interaction checks that keep you safe and healthy. You can find out more by visiting or calling any of these local drugstores: Gordon's Drugstore in Carnes, Vaughn's Drugstore in Powell, or Standiford Drugs in New Tazewell. Check them out on Facebook at Tennessee Valley Hemp Company, and don't forget to hit the like button. When you buy, remember to ask for the only hemp oil that supports your health and the Power T. Tennessee Valley Hemp Company. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Guys, have you noticed lack of energy, motivation, and drive? It could be low T or something else like sleep apnea or even low thyroid. It starts with a quick and easy health assessment to better understand your health. And now they treat more than just low T, including sleep apnea, low thyroid, and more. It is covered by most health insurance. So if you've been feeling grumpy, tired, have you noticed a weight gain or loss of muscle, call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Happy Hiller on Twitter. Make sure you give them a follow. Happy you'll be, or the service is free. That is our actual guarantee. We stand by that, and if for any reason any customer is unhappy, we want to know. The true transparency pricing is when you know the cost of the repairs, including the price and the overall cost, before you commit to any repairs. You get that information up front. Very, very important. It's a game changer in the industry where so many companies try to trick and fool you and pull one over on you by just giving you an invoice with the total price. Well, Hiller's invoice has a breakdown of each individual part, the price of that part, and the total price of the job. Hiller covers the volunteer state from Memphis to Knoxville, including Bowling Green and Huntsville, Alabama. Triple OG Jamie, I'm going to tell you something, man. He's still throwing digs about us signing a kicker. You know, the Bears have made some room for about $11 to $13 million in cap space, and here go Triple O. Y'all gonna sign a kicker? Ain't nobody asked you, Triple O. This is what you need to worry about. You need to worry about Trey Flowers and Justin Coleman not retiring early.
Making the playoffs, maybe?
Because your Lions, your dysfunctional organization, is the reason why football fans across the world,
Craig.
Think about this. Think about how serious this is. Your Lions is the reason why we were robbed of getting the chance to see Barry Sanders break the all-time rushing record. Barry Sanders should be number one. Barry Sanders was a way better running back than Emmitt Smith. Kudos to Emmitt Smith, because that speaks to how he's able to stay healthy and not take shots and be able to play that long. But let's get it right. Barry Sanders was a bad boy, and he was better than Emmitt Smith as a pure runner. Emmitt Smith had a dang good offensive line, too. Not taking anything away from him. Just saying. Barry Sanders was that dude. And he cut his career short. Why? Because he had to play for the Lions. And as football fans, we were robbed. We were robbed of seeing the best running back ever. The best running back since Walter Payton. And we were also robbed of seeing a freak of nature at wide receiver. 6'4", 6'5". We were in the same NFL combine together in 2007, and Calvin Johnson had no plans of running a 40. He wasn't going to run a 40. He was going to show up, interview, and just do his thing because he had did enough at Georgia Tech to where he didn't have to compete. In the middle of the 40s, he decided to run his 40. He didn't even bring his cleats. He borrowed someone else's and ran a 4.36. Chris Carter, NFL great, wide receiver, gave this dude the nickname Megatron. Oh, what a nickname. Did we get a chance to see Megatron play out his career? No, because he was tired of losing. He was tired of sucking for the Detroit Lions. So I don't want to hear anything from you, Triple O. I don't want to hear it. You signed a couple players. You haven't done anything yet. Win a game. Just get to second place in the division. Just try to get to third place. Get to third place, then come talk to us. Just third place. Not last. Triple O talking about when I'm going to call into the Swain Event. Putting up a poll. Who you think you are, Triple O? You are a Lions fan, man. Calm down.
Are you worked up over there?
Yeah, I'm worked up. I'm worked up because I didn't see more of Barry Sanders. I'm worked up because I did not see more of Calvin Johnson. It's the Lions' fault. Calvin Johnson would still be playing if he was playing for another team. But no.
Look, I don't understand why you're even arguing with Triple O. All you have to do is take a screenshot of the 34-22 win in Chicago and the 23-16 win in Detroit and send it to him.
Here's my problem, though. I'm a Jalen Reeves-Maben fan, on and off the field. That's my guy. I love me some JRM. He plays with the Lions, and so when I'm dogging on Triple O's team, I kind of feel guilty because I don't want Jalen Reeves-Maben to feel like I'm dogging dogging him and his team because it ain't like that, man. It ain't like that. I wish Jalen Reed maybe would get traded. I wish he would wake up one day and go, you know what? I'm better than this. I'm better than the Lions. Let me get out of here and go somewhere else.
Pulling Antonio Brown.
Yes.
I'm putting my foot down. I love Josh Malone, and I don't give a daggum about the Bengals. I hope he loses every single game.
That's true.
I hope he does well, but I hope his team loses every single game.
That's good. That's a good point. Let me calm down, man. This coffee got me. What is in this coffee this morning? My goodness. 865-255-03 B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Talking about the Lions, please. 90s Vol says, happy for Coleman. Do we have the most undrafted players that turn out to be ballers? Arian, Justin. We probably don't have the most when you only give 2 examples. What's wrong?
How dare you disrespect PU? Michael Pilardi went undrafted.
What are you talking about, me? I'm just reading the text.
Trevor Daniel went undrafted. Matt Darr went undrafted. The Colquitts went undrafted.
They did not.
No, they didn't. Well,
no. Dustin was drafted.
What, 6th, 7th round?
I think he was drafted before then.
Hey, you learn something new every day. What about the other?
I think Brenton was maybe undrafted.
I just assumed since they were a punter, they did not get drafted.
Yeah, I think Dustin was drafted.
Okay.
I think so.
But regardless, all these specialists from PU went undrafted and are shining in the NFL.
Ben, no one cares about punters until they have good games. No one cares. When you pull off a coffin corner kick and you help the team win when the offense is stinking it up, that's when people care. No one cares about punters right now. They don't. Sorry, man. They care about you when you do something. Other than that, they just throw you in the closet like a raincoat. No one wears a raincoat when it's sunny outside. We only need you. We only use you when we need you. That's it. Sorry. We're not using punters as a point of reference on this conversation. But I think about Anthony Herrera, who went undrafted in 2003, who was very instrumental in the Minnesota Vikings' success when Brett Favre was there. Remember Adrian Peterson was ripping off those huge seasons. You had him back there, Anthony Herrera and Steve Hutchinson. They had a really good offensive line. Jabari Greer was undrafted to the Buffalo Bills, and then he signed a nice deal with the Saints, and then they won a Super Bowl. He was starting corners. So, yeah, Tennessee has had a lot of guys who have went undrafted and went on and have really good careers. I'm not sure if Tennessee leads in that category or anything, but it's cool to see guys like Justin Coleman and Arian go not only make a team but get a second contract and get paid a lot of money. So that just lets you know that the SEC, Tennessee, is a slight step down from the NFL. The SEC will prepare you for the league, no doubt.
Angela tweeted at me and told me to stop talking about the Bengals meat stick. She called me a meat stick.
Just like a Bengals fan throwing some shade at a Steelers fan.
Look, and then she said, "Your Steelers are a dramatic mess." I must correct that sentence. My Steelers were a dramatic mess. Now, with Le'Veon gone, with Antonio gone, no longer have drama. We've got Josh Dobbs. How dare you disrespect the Steelers organization?
Don't even try to use Dobbs. Dobbs. Don't even
Ramon
try.
Ramon Foster.
All right, then I like Ramon. That's my guy.
Dan McCullers, Justin Hunter.
Really?
Cam Sutton.
Is Big Ben gonna be a better leader now?
Probably not, but I can hope.
He see him calling out his teammates on the radio show, like I'm calling out Triple OG Jamie and his sorry Lions.
Josh Dobbs is gonna rub off on Big Ben.
Oh yeah, okay. Who we got there on the line?
We got Jay and then Don.
Jay, good morning.
Swain, good morning, bud.
How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm making it. You know, man, guys, isn't it amazing that even when we all know what the success Fulmer had, but and for a while, you know, Tennessee and Miami always had the most Pro Bowl players in the NFL. But even now, when these last 10 years, when we really haven't been all that great, Tennessee players just seem to and don't put in near the volume, the number of players like Alabama is putting in the NFL right now and here of recent years, but still seem to have guys that just transition better to the NFL than a lot of other schools, Alabama included. You know, you got Malik Jackson. Now you've got two guys that are the highest paid at their position, Coleman and Juwan James. I mean, Arian Foster was considered the top running back in the league for a long time. We all know Jason Witten. I mean, Jamal Lewis was considered the running back in the league for a long time. Tennessee players we just seem to translate to the NFL really well.
We do. And
I mean, even when we've been bad.
Yeah, we have. And here's something that I have thought. I've said on the show before. It's not pleasant to think about or even say, but it makes you wonder why we haven't played for a national championship more than just 1 year. I mean, you look at '98 team, and they were special, and we won it. But you look at all those players in the NFL. Why didn't we play for another one? When you look at Miami, and Tennessee with Miami was like right there.
They were neck and neck.
Yeah, we were neck and neck. But Miami won one, and then Miami played for one against Ohio State, and I feel like
in that one.
Yeah, I feel like we should have had a little bit more success, team success, competing for championships. But that's why when you are a high school recruit, one of the best in the country, you want to come to Tennessee because you want to have a chance to play in the NFL. When you look at those numbers that the coaches and the recruiting people lay down on you and say, hey, these are a number of our guys that go to the league, you can't deny that. Just like what Alabama's doing right now, just like what Clemson's doing and Ohio State's doing. Jimbo was doing that at Florida State. You can't deny those numbers. Here is the long list of guys that we put in the NFL. If you want to get to the NFL, why would you go anywhere else? Tennessee needs to get back to that.
Absolutely. Guys, I wanted to ask y'all about Lamonte Turner. I'm not going to call the guy selfish because, I just don't think that's right. But
it's off base.
Yeah. I mean, you talking about somebody's character then.
Yeah, that's off base. Way off base.
Yeah. But look, there has been times where I'm ready to pull my hair out when I feel like he jacks up way too many shots. And I saw a stat where basically Lamonte has missed 9 games this year, but he's attempted 122 three-pointers, and Admiral's attempted like 140, and Admiral's played the whole season. And it just seems, I mean, he's not playing well at all right now. And it's not like he's Chris Lofton, where he's trying to shoot his way out of a streak and he's a lethal shooter. I don't even think he's Juwan Smith. Even at Lamonte's peak, I would still take Juwan Smith 10 times out of 10. But it seems like when Derek Walker or Yves Pons or Jalen Johnson, it's like if they make one mistake, Rick Barnes does not give them a second chance. They're just out of the game, and they're out of the game forever. They don't come back in the game hardly. But Lamonte, why does Lamonte get all this leeway when I have seen him time and time again this season just jack up unnecessary shots that really cost us in critical points of the game? I've seen him getting cooked all night on defense. I mean, that LSU game, he couldn't keep that guy in front of him. If that was Jalen Johnson or Pons or Derek Walker, they would do that one time, and Barnes would get them out and never put them back in. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't seem fair.
That's a good point. Good question. I say this: Rick Barnes talked about Lamonte Turner yesterday and said that he is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league,
in the
country. I mean, so that's why he's in. When Jalen Johnson gets his butt pulled out, it's because he makes a mistake on both ends, and that's what gets you on the bench. Now, if you make a mistake on one end, that's one thing, and if you do make a mistake, it needs to be on offense, not defense. With Rick Barnes, we went back and watched Auburn the game yesterday after the show, and looked at every time Lamonte shot the ball. There was one shot where he caught the ball below his knees. He was not ready to shoot, and he tried to shoot it. That was the air ball. Every other shot, I mean, he got his feet set, and he was in rhythm, and it just didn't go in. Some of them like rimmed in and out. Lamonte, when he was playing point, did a really good job of running the offense. Remember, Jordan Bone can't play 40 minutes. Who's the next guy who's going to go in at point and run the offense? Well, there's no one else on that team besides Lamonte. And so Lamonte's in a shooting slump. I think it's unfair to say that he's not playing well as a whole, because he is playing really good he's really playing really good defense.
Aside from the LSU game.
Yes, and Javonte Smart has been doing that to everyone in the back half of the SEC schedule. He has turned it up. He's actually been their best player in the back half of the SEC schedule. So, yes, Javonte did cook us. He cooked everybody. But Lamonte has done some really good things on defense, and that's why he is still in there. And the offense doesn't just go to crap when Jordan Bone goes out. We still can run some offense. It's not the same, but he's able to get us in good sets and get guys really good shots. There was a time when Lamonte was running point and Jordan Bowden came off a curl cut, and Lamonte delivered to him perfectly right in the shooting pocket, and Jordan Bowden hit a jumper. I mean, you don't get that with anybody else when Jordan Bone's on the bench.
And to kind of further on what Swain is saying, he's playing better just outside of shooting the basketball. Like he's still affecting the game positively. He's averaging 3.7 assists per game, 2.7 rebounds. His assist to turnover ratio is 2.5. He's 1.1 steals per game, and those are all career highs. And what's crazy is you mentioned how many three-point shots that he's taken this season, and that's with him missing 9 games. He's actually averaging less three-point attempts per game this year than he did last year. Last year he took 177 threes, and he was averaging 5.06 attempts per game. This year he's taking 122 and is averaging 4.06 attempts per game. The difference, last year Lamonte was shooting 40% from three. This year he's shooting 29%. So I do think there's a little bit of, if the shots were going in, I don't think there would be as much complaining.
Well, yeah, of course not. But at what point can you say, they say keep shooting, right? Everybody, I play ball, and you got to keep shooting. You got to shoot your way out of this. But, I mean, at what point do you say, maybe don't keep shooting because you're hurting the team? I mean, he can't keep shooting at this rate and it not hurt the team.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, maybe you shoot your way out of it, but, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that, but
he got to take good shots.
I have a guy that keeps shooting 22% from the three-point line and tell him to keep shooting, and it doesn't change.
Yeah, he has to take good shots, Jay. He has to take good shots. And the shot where he airball, that was him pressing. I mean, his hands wasn't even on the ball all the way. The ball was thrown below his knees. It was not a great pass, and you can't shoot that one. But if you're going to look at his other shots before that shot, I mean, he's in rhythm, his feet set, and the ball rims out. When you are open and you don't shoot, man, that can be detrimental too, because then your man is sagging off on Grant Williams or Admiral Schofield in the post or somewhere else. We need to make sure that their 5 defenders are respecting our 5 defenders. That's why you don't see Ease Pond in as much, because they don't even play him when he has the ball on the perimeter. They don't even get up and guard him at all. They just side back and dare him to shoot it. As bad as Lamonte is struggling from 3, teams are not playing Lamonte like that because they know he's capable of hitting that shot when he's open. So Lamonte has to take better shots, and they don't have to be threes. They can be 2-pointers like he did against Ole Miss, driving the ball to the basket, pulling up for the jump shot. That's where Lamonte needs to get back to. Hour 3 coming up.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
It's going to be mostly sunny today with a high of 61 and a low of 44. Partly sunny tomorrow with a high near 67 and a low around 54. A little rain is moving in on Thursday with a high in the low 70s. Weather on the Swain Event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, Man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense.
Swain O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The berry punch and activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the pure recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The chocolate gladiator and the chocolate shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you'll feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
You're listening to the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End BBQ. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com.
Oh, Don. Come on, Don. I was coming right to you on the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. You can give us a call back if you want to, 865-200-5503. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Grant Williams is your SEC Player of the Year, according to the Associated Press. So congratulations to Grant Williams. He's racking up all types of awards.
The first of many that he will receive today, as when the postseason awards for the coaches All-SEC team with individual awards, they will be released this afternoon. Usually, I imagine it'll be around noon, because that's usually when they kind of announce the SEC Players of the Week. And then last week when they announced the women's awards, they were around noon as well. And those awards that will be announced as first and second All-SEC teams, the All-Freshman team, the All-Defensive team, Coach of the Year, Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Scholar Athlete of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, and Freshman of the Year.
Imagine being a biased fan so much to where you have to mention Grant Williams flops when he wins SEC Player of the Year. You
might do that.
You that sour? Yeah. You that sour? You that sour? He was the best player in the SEC, like hands down. It wasn't even close. Like the numbers are not even close. He was the most consistent, best player in the SEC this year. Flops or not, still was the best.
Yeah, I saw. I unfollowed Matt Jones like 2 weeks ago, as I mentioned on the show, and I still can't get away from him, as one of his tweets ended up on my timeline. And it was, of course, about Grant Williams flopping, although he doesn't want to recognize the fact that P.J. Washington flopped twice in that Tennessee-Kentucky game.
Bro, he cooked Kentucky. You still talking about him flopping?
Oh.
He cooked Kentucky. Like, he busted Kentucky's ass.
That's
what he did.
Matt Jones posted the video of the Liberty player flopping, and Matt Jones said, "This is seriously a Ric Flair, Razor Ramon level flop. Even Grant Williams would advise against this."
Hey, he still busted Kentucky's butt. P.J. Washington had 13 points in that last game, and 9 was from the free throw line. But, okay. Is that Triple O? Yes! I've been waiting on Triple O. Triple O, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing, man?
I'm sitting there like wondering what's up. What's up with you? You talk about being sour. I didn't even mention my team's name, and someone's already starting this morning.
Yes. You signed 4 players, and you're acting like you got super team. You ain't the Warriors.
I didn't say I had a super team.
You was acting
I
like
didn't have a super team. First of all, let me tell you something about my team so damn bad I got to sign a kicker named Blewett. Don't even get me started on your Care Bears. You act like you did something because you won a division because the other 3 teams was down. It's the only reason why you won the division last year. And guess what? You couldn't even beat a banged-up Eagles team on your home field. On your home field. You lost the first round of the playoffs with that defense. You wasted the best defense you've had since '85 with that quarterback.
You done or you finished?
I ain't done yet. First of all, I don't know who you think you are, acting like Eric Ebron's cousin. I didn't even mention my team name. You sound bitter like him.
Hey, what kind of season did Eric Ebron have?
Guess what? Pro Bowl, and guess what? You know what about him? Guess what? He still can't keep Detroit name out of his mouth, despite having a Pro Bowl season, and still can't keep his name out of his mouth.
Your ex-players, their lives are better when they leave Detroit. Like, their lives are better. Less stress, more success. Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, Eric Ebron. Ndamukong Suh. Ndamukong Suh played for Super Bowl. I mean, he's been happy ever since leaving Detroit.
What do you mean play for Super Bowl? He playing third fiddle to Aaron Donald, the best defensive player in the league.
Hey, he's been successful since he left Detroit.
I caught that, Trivolo.
He playing second fiddle to Aaron Donald. Just like he was second fiddle to Calvin Johnson in Detroit. Sue is all mouth overhyped. That's why. That's why. Think about it. When he went to Miami, how many playoff wins did he have?
I don't know. Probably same as Detroit.
Exactly. He had none. So if he was the great defensive player that everybody said he was, he would have had some wins on his own.
Probably have to have a quarterback there. Tannehill, not a good quarterback. Oh, you guys have a quarterback. You guys have a franchise quarterback, don't you? Huh?
First of all, I got one, but you don't.
Oh yeah, we do. We got a franchise quarterback.
No, you don't. You got a running back playing quarterback.
We have a second year quarterback. He'll be entering his 3rd year.
You got a pale Michael Vick. Don't lie. You got Michael Vick's white cousin.
No, he can throw a little bit better. He threw some great passes in the second half against the Eagles.
He threw 2 great passes. That's the problem.
Actually, it was the defense.
2 passes.
Actually, it was the defense that didn't play well in the second half of that game. If you remember Triple O.
You gave up 16 points, and you lost, giving up only 16 points.
Yeah,
don't put that on your defense.
But they allowed a long drive late.
Oh, my gosh. Here you go, sucking up the Trubisky, Nubisky's cousin. Hey, oh, my goodness. I thought I'd never see it.
I'm just telling the truth, man.
You don't like Mitchell Trubisky, Triple O?
I mean, all you got to do is one pick. I mean, let's don't even get off the fact is you were sitting there number 3, and you traded up to the number 2 spot to the 49ers and wasted 4 draft picks just to go pick him up.
Hey.
When you could have had Mahomes, you could have had Watson, you could have had anybody else. But you picked the sorriest one at number 2.
He's doing a pretty good job. He's okay. He was a Pro Bowl alternate. He was in a Pro Bowl.
Alternate.
Hey, he was in a Pro Bowl.
Where could have had Mahomes, bro.
Where was Matthew Stafford?
Hey, Mahomes. Hey, look here. My quarterback got MVP when he was in Pro Bowl. My boy, I got an MVP there. You ain't got one.
Triple O. We talking about getting to the Pro Bowl. It don't matter what you do in a Pro Bowl. It's 7-on-7.
Hey, you still got MVP though.
Oh,
your team, boy.
That'll be on the trophy he wins.
Hey, put it like this: just like your offense against the Eagles, your boy was on the NFC team, and they only scored 7 points. That's why.
What game was that?
You have a Bears quarterback.
What game was that between the Eagles and the Bears? What game was that? Was that a regular season game? Or was that a playoff game?
It was playoffs, but guess what? That's the first time you saw it in 8 years.
That was a playoff
game.
Hey,
I've been 3 times. You only been 1 in the last 8 years. I've been 3 times. That's 2 more times you got to catch up to me, bro.
Excuse me. Are you talking about the past and trying to tally up wins and losses, Triple O? I know you ain't doing that right now.
Look here. Who keeps mentioning Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson? That be you, bro. So you mentioned the past.
Triple O.
Look here. Don't be hypocritical, Swain. Don't be hypocritical.
I know we are not trying to talk about the series record between the Lions and the Bears. I know we ain't doing
you
that.
Up by 18. Hey, look, we all know you up by 18. We know. We know what the record is.
Just saying.
But we know who got the last 9 out of the last 12, though, don't we? So we can go tit for tat all day long, Swain.
No, we can't.
You know me.
No,
I'm
we
the
can't,
king of trash talk. I am your nemesis. You know better. You should have known as soon as you ran that mouth who was calling. You knew what you was doing. You teased me, bro. You knew it was coming. You knew it. You was like, let me go hype him up. Super team. This ain't Tedmo Super Bowl.
Triple O. Your team did not win a game for a whole season.
That's 10 years ago.
Why you bringing up 9 out of 10 and 9 out of 12? You don't like that? You don't like
ago.
that stat, do you? You don't like that stat? Oh, you don't like that one. But you can bring up 9 wins in 10 years, but I can't mention that you didn't win a game in the whole season. I can't mention that, huh?
But you know what I can mention too? You know what I can mention too? Your quarterback's best year is Matthew Stafford's worst year.
Hey.
So I got a franchise quarterback. You ain't got one quite yet.
Hey, when the Lions went over, was Calvin Johnson on that team?
He sure was.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
You know what? And he had 78 catches, 1,331 yards, and averaged 19 yards a catch with 12 touchdowns.
So what you're saying is the Lions wasted a year of Calvin Johnson.
He needed 13 touchdowns.
Just like the Bears just wasted a year of having the best defense in the league.
Oh, they'll be back next year. We good.
Triple O, how are you going to feel when the Bears sign Le'Veon Bell?
I'm gonna hate that, to be honest with you, because you already got 2 good running backs. So then, like, who do you stop then? I mean, that's the problem. Now you got 3 good running backs. I mean, that's the best backfield in the league if he signs with them, hands down.
Have you?
I can't hate it.
Have you purchased your new team gear now that you all are the Detroit Patriots?
Oh yeah. We're the Detroit Belichicks, and I'm wearing it with pride. Honolulu blue and silver.
Just tell your coach to show up to meetings and on time. Get him a watch.
You know what? When you find a kicker that don't doink all the time, especially in the playoffs, then come holler at me.
Yeah, I'd rather dunk in the playoffs than dunk in the regular season. Go 0 for 16.
Hey, I've dunked 3. Hey, look here. I made playoffs 3 times this decade. You just made it once. Welcome to the club, Swain. Welcome to the club. Way to get out the tub. Welcome to the club.
Let me know when you get to the playoffs, Triple O, and win a game.
We will this year. I'll be hollering at you this year, and I'll be like, bye, Felicia.
All right, Triple O.
All right, peace out. Love y'all.
Oh, man. Lions.
I never thought I'd be interested.
I can't believe I'm arguing with a Lions fan.
Never thought I'd be interested in Lions talk.
In football. I can't believe it. I mean, I would rather talk about the UNA Lions.
Shout out to North Alabama.
North Alabama Lions.
North Alabama stand
Or
up.
arguing with the Penn State fan about the Nittany Lions. Not the Detroit Lions. I mean, can we go and look at the highest paid quarterbacks in the league and see which teams are actually winning and which ones are not?
Uh-oh.
Hour 3 continues after this.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Have you noticed lack of energy, motivation, and drive? Call the Low T Center and schedule a complete health assessment today. Whether you have sleep apnea and need a CPAP or have low testosterone or low thyroid levels, Low T Center will get you feeling great again. If you're a man over 30 and haven't had an annual checkup, don't wait until you feel bad. Do yourself a favor and get a quick and easy health assessment today. Services are covered by most health insurance. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Are you looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Then call me, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904. Listen to what the Tarver family had to say.
Jennifer was our realtor recently and helped us find our dream home. She also helped us sell our home, and we had a signed contract in only 2 days. Her greatest strengths are her patience and personality. We never felt pressured, and I would highly recommend her in buying and selling a home.
Call me, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
It's freezing in here, Mary. What's wrong with your heater? The repairman can't get here till next week. Sugar, you've got the wrong guy. My guy is fast and has free heating service calls when he does the repair.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Hiller. Take advantage of a free service call with any repair.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
The richest contract for active quarterbacks. And then I'll move on. You will love this. I mean, the internet is just so awesome sometimes. I mean, just the information that it gives you sometimes is not right, but this is right. This is AJC. Number one, the highest paid quarterback, richest contracts. Excuse me, richest contracts, not highest paid, but richest contracts. Number one, Jimmy Garoppolo. You know what? Let me start from the bottom. It's probably best I start at the bottom, right?
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Russell Wilson, $87.6 million. He signed that in 2015. Alex Smith, $94 million. He signed that in 2014. Andy Dalton, $96 million. He signed that in 2014. Matt Ryan, $103 million. He signed that in 2013. Cam Newton, $103 million. Russell Wilson played in the Super Bowl. Matt Ryan's played in the Super Bowl. Cam Newton's played in the Super Bowl. Number 5, Aaron Rodgers, $110 million. He played in the Super Bowl. Andrew Luck.
Won a Super Bowl, too.
Yeah, he sure did.
No, Andrew Luck hasn't played in the Super
Bowl. Andrew Luck, $122.97 million. He signed that in 2016. Derek Carr, $125 million. He signed that in 2017. That's right.
Uh-oh.
Number 2 on the list, Matthew Stafford, $135 million signed in 2013. Jimmy Garoppolo, $137.5 million. He signed that last year.
Ben Roethlisberger wasn't on that list?
No. The Lions are donating money to Matthew Stafford. They're just giving it away because they're not getting much in return. No wins in the playoffs. Nah, nutta.
Somebody on the text box said, why does this caller refer to the Lions by saying I? What years did he play?
You know how these delusional fans are. They think they on a team. Triple O, he just delusional.
Let me put it like this.
We, on Thanksgiving, we was tired. No, we wasn't. You wasn't on the team. You didn't play that day.
I love Triple O.
I did too.
Triple O's my guy.
Oh, man. Chris says, let's keep a caller pace right here. No one gives a blank about Triple O, his terrible team. 90s Vol says, Lamonte has a body of work that proves you leave him in. He will help us win games way more than he contributes to losing one. Brad says if college football playoff had started in 95, the Vols would have been in 5. Well, That would have been great to have that in there.
Hey, I started in 1995.
Yeah, you did start your life. DZ in Milwaukee says, speaking of Anthony Herrera and the Lions, I used to whoop up on Herrera and Madden my sophomore year in Gibbs using none other than James Little Man Stewart and the Lions. Throwback story. Oh, that must be a video game if you're doing that. Must be a video game. Brad asks, what is Aaron Sears doing these days? Here's the best way I can say this. Aaron is, last time I checked and heard, Aaron is in the facility in South Georgia under 24/7 supervision. Aaron has some memory issues and some other issues that it's best for him not to be in public. You know, he got the concussion when he was with Tampa Bay, and he started losing his memory. And he went back home to Russellville, Alabama, and he had to be basically sent to a facility because he had a really tough time being able to operate everyday life. And so there's been some teammates that have tried to reach out to him, and there's been some teammates that have seen him even before he got to the facility, and he did not remember their name. And he's in a bad spot. There's been a lot of great stories about, you know, Malik Jackson, Juwan James, and Justin Coleman. Other former Vols that are doing great things. You know, Gerard Parrish, who's a pharmacist. A lot of great stories. Aaron Sears is not one of those great stories. It's not. And it hurts all of us, guys who play with him, guys that know him, because we remember Aaron for his infectious energy and he'll give you his shirt off his back and just down to earth and great football player, but Aaron is not Aaron right now. So that's where he is. He's in the facility down in South Georgia being cared for. So that's what's going on with him. 865-255-03. Who we got there on the hotline?
Neil and Mafia and Buck Nasty.
My goodness.
What a dynamic duo.
I know, right? Let's get to Neil and Mafia first. Neil and Mafia, good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, man?
Man, damn from Georgia.
I'm with that.
They ain't done nothing, just damn them.
I'm with that.
And Alabama and Florida.
Well, yeah, but in particular, you know, sometimes you got to single stuff out to have maximum effect. So, and it have to be their turn on the tilt-a-whirl this morning.
Yeah, we agree with Dan Mullen, I guess, over the last 24, 48 hours. Some of his comments he's made about Georgia.
Yeah, well, maybe I need to find a different one. I don't want to agree with him on anything. Swain, me and you, we got beef this morning.
Oh, man, you a Lions fan too?
Uh-oh. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm an Emma Smith fan.
Sorry, dude. Barry Sanders is better.
How?
What you mean, how?
I mean, how? If he was better, he'd have the records.
Neil and Mafia.
If Larry Fitzgerald was better than Jerry Rice, he'd have the records. If Larry Fitzgerald was better than Jerry Rice, he'd have the Super Bowl rings.
Before the NFL changed the rules to where you couldn't touch the receiver, you couldn't touch the quarterback. You know who had the biggest numbers?
Lynn Swan.
It was quarterback. It was Dan Marino. Is Dan Marino?
Well, sure.
Is Dan Marino the best quarterback ever?
You could make a case, but he's not.
Well, yeah. I mean, Is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar the best basketball player ever in history?
Yes.
He is, according to you?
Yes. Yes.
Why? Numbers?
In numbers, rings, skyhook. I mean, where you want.
So Kareem is better than Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, if we go on just strictly numbers, then Emmitt Smith is the best running back according to numbers. See,
you're doing all this if. If my aunt had cojones, she'd be my uncle. But she is not. See.
So, and here's another example. I'll make it Vol centric for you. I'll make this all Vol for you. Who's the best wide receiver in Tennessee football history?
Jason Swain.
Nope, they're wrong.
He's overrated.
Definitely overrated. Well, the numbers say Joey Kent. But if I ask Joey Kent right now, he'll mention several other dudes who were physically better, who were more gifted, but just didn't get opportunities to get passes thrown from them to them by the greatest Tennessee quarterback ever. And so my point is Emmitt's great, but man, come on, dude. Barry Sanders.
Swain, let me give you an example. I got two animals on my farm. One is a cat, one is a chicken. One is more exciting to watch run. The other's faster. Now, guess which one's a chicken?
Which one?
That's Barry. He's hopping. He's going this way. He's going that way. He's going this way. He's going that way. You know what you see at Emmitt Smith? You see his back. That's what you see at Emmitt Smith. He's gone.
I'm trying to get there with you. I can't get there with you, Neil and Marv. I can't, man.
Swain, if you don't get there with me, I'm gonna have to drive up there and it's the rule. I'm gonna have to hit you with a garbage can lid this morning.
You might have to, man. You might have to. I may need a day off work anyways. I can take a concussion or something. Like,
Swain, how can you go Barry Sanders over Emmitt Smith? I'm not kidding.
I watched them play.
You saw the great runs. You saw the great runs of Barry out there hopping this way, hopping that way, stopping, starting, moving, shifting. All you ever saw Emmitt Smith was his back. He was gone. He was gone. 70 yards, 60 yards, 50 yards. Which one of them got a separated shoulder and still clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs? It wasn't Barry Sanders, because Barry Sanders wasn't going to the playoffs anyway.
Nealon, I take it you're a Cowboys fan?
No.
Oh.
Not anymore. They were my team till Tennessee got a team. But, I mean, I know greatness.
Who's better quarterback, Peyton or Tom Brady?
Peyton or who?
Tom Brady.
Peyton Manning.
Why?
Far better pure passer. Because, Wayne, I could throw 10-yard slant routes.
Okay. And I asked you that because I knew you were going to say that. Tom Brady doesn't get that credit. Why? Because he's playing for the best coach of all time. Best coach of all time. He doesn't get that credit. And yes, he won a bunch of Super Bowls, but Peyton put up those big numbers, right? Well, Emmitt Smith played with Hall of Famers left and right. That offensive line was unreal. Troy Aikman was great. Michael Irvin was great. Who did Barry Sanders play with?
Yeah. I see your point. I mean, I see your point. Every time Triple OG calls, I'm like, man, you like Detroit. Just stop. Don't call in no more.
It's tough, man, because like Emmitt played for so long. Like, here's another example. Who's the best tight end in the last 10, 15 years?
Jason Witten.
Based on what?
Statistics.
Is Jason Witten truly the best tight end? Is Jason Witten better than Antonio Gates? Is he a better tight end than Tony Gonzalez?
Not Tony Gonzalez.
But I mean,
Gonzalez is probably the greatest.
But you look at how Jason Witten was able to take care of his body and play consistent. Well,
see,
Emmitt.
Jason. I mean, that's part of it.
I know, I get it, but
Jerry Rice wouldn't be Jerry Rice if he not played for 21 years.
But Jerry Rice you can't use him as an example.
Antonio Brown wouldn't be Antonio Brown.
No, you can't use Jerry Rice as an example because Jerry Rice was not only able to play a long time, but he was great and he was dominant when he did play. Jerry Rice is a bad example.
Who did he have throwing him the ball?
He had good quarterbacks now.
He most definitely had good quarterbacks. What I'm saying is, Emmett. I mean, he was that dude. He was deceptively fast. He was deceptively shifty. He never got hit full on.
No, he didn't. That's the skill. He never took the big hit.
He never took a big hit. He was always there at the end of games. He was, he just got stronger as the game went on. Barry Sanders just kind of, okay, are we going to qualify for a wild card? No, all right, I'm going to run for minus 20 yards against the Packers.
But is that on Barry or is that on his teammates?
It's a little on him. They handed him the ball.
I mean, Emmett, and this is a compliment. Emmett played 15 years in the NFL during a time where they didn't have field turf, where the turf looked like grass. They played on carpet when Emmett was playing. And he played 15 freaking years. How do you not break the record with that long of a career in those great players around him?
Frank Gore's been playing for 30 years. He ain't no danger to break the record.
He just signed with the Buffalo Bills. I'm like, what?
Oh, and he's 137 years old.
He is about 137. Yeah, I saw him at the barbershop. He punched me in my chest. I fell down. I said, Frank Gore, what are you doing? I'm signing with the Buffalo Bills. That's what he said. Yeah, I'm 37 years old. He told me. It's true. Barry Sanders played 9 years. Emmett played 15.
It's all the Lions' fault.
It's definitely the Lions' fault. That's the point of this call, right, Neil Mafia? To let us know that the Lions stink. Let's get to Buck Nasty. I get where Neil Mafia's coming from. I like Barry Sanders more. Neil Mafia is off. Let's get to Buck Nasty. Buck Nasty, good morning.
What's going on, Swain?
What's up?
Man, I've been busier than a cat covering up crap on concrete here lately.
What you been doing, man?
Working like a dog, son. I mean, working. I ain't had time to listen to all the podcasts and catch up on your show and everything else, and I don't want to pull a Titans bill, but I'm liable to, okay?
It happens.
I got to watch some of the practice videos yesterday, and I didn't see no dreadheads with a big number 1 on their chest. Is everything okay there?
You talking about with Callaway?
Yeah.
He'll be okay.
Okay. I didn't know if he was limited or if, he had to get his knee cleaned up or what was going on there. I just didn't see him. I was a little worried.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything crazy.
Okay. Good deal. My second thing I was wanting to get to, did you see what Bravada come out with on the 7-win season for Tennessee?
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about that?
I ain't get my hopes up.
You ain't gonna get your Vegas knows.
I think they should win 7 games.
I think they will win 7.
But I'm pushing on that one. I don't know about the 8th in the regular season. I'm pushing.
Yeah, I am too. I don't think that they'll win 8 in the regular season. Everything would have to break perfectly.
7 is the standard. 8 would be above and beyond during the regular season. I expect 8 with a bowl game.
Yeah, I'm going 7 with the bowl game today.
That's what I was thinking. That's kind of where I was at because we got really a cupcake schedule this year compared to usual. We only play 5 teams that'll be in the top 10 this year.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me correct something. So you're saying you have them winning 8 games, including the bowl game, if they win the bowl game?
Correct.
Okay. I have them at 7 games in the regular season with a chance to win 8 in the bowl game.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's where I am.
All right. Yeah, that's where I
want to clarify.
You don't know who you're going to play in a bowl game yet, but, I mean, you look at the schedule and we got 3 cupcakes right off the get. You can go ahead and chalk down Vandy and Kentucky. We're going to beat them this year. No problem.
If we get Purple Vandy in the ball game, I think we're good.
No, and I will say, Buck Nasty, the last 5 years we've said just go ahead and chalk Vanderbilt down as a win.
I ain't doing it.
Oh, I'm doing it this year. If it ain't, there's going to be some heads ready to roll this time, Jack.
No, you're right about that.
Man, There ain't no reason to lose Vandy this year. You can make an excuse for last year, and you can make an excuse for the year before that. There was no excuse for the year before that.
Pruitt can't lose to Vandy this year.
Yeah,
No.
Especially now that the second coming of Peyton Manning has graduated and moved on to the NFL and Kyle Shermer.
Yeah, Vanderbilt's Peyton.
Bingo. He's out. Vanderbilt loses their cat, and then they're all in all kinds of trouble over yonder.
They still got Keyshawn Vaughn.
Yeah, they do have him. They did sign Kelly Bryant, but they still in a world of trouble.
Kelly Bryant's at Missouri.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. I mean, we can't lose to Vanderbilt. That's it.
Point blank, period.
I'm tired of talking about Vanderbilt. Golly, man.
But their basketball
I hate
team.
to even mention it. No, I'm kind of like Mafia. Damn Vanderbilt. They're turning on the tilt-a-whirl.
But that basketball team, 0-18.
Bingo.
Take that, Vandy.
Slaw program.
Take
Get
that.
some.
Go on somewhere with your women's bowling national championship.
Did they win the women's classic?
I guess. I don't know. I know they have within the last 5, 6, 7 years, because that's what Vanderbilt fans used to brag about.
Guys.
There's so many good things I could say here, but I don't want to get the dump button.
Yeah, don't get me in
about
trouble.
Women's bowling.
Yeah, don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble. I appreciate that.
Well, I'm not dogging the women's bowling national championship. I'm just saying that's all they could brag about.
No, I'm talking about Buck Nasty said he could say something, but he decided not to. So we appreciate Buck Nasty. Anything else, Buck Nasty?
That's it, my man. I just call and see what your thoughts was on that, and make sure Callaway was okay.
Nah, he's going to be fine. I appreciate the phone call, man.
See you, my man.
Let's get to Turkey Man. Turkey Man is next. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individuals. I had to call you this morning. I had a procedure this morning, first time they've ever put me to sleep. And so they put me out, and first thing I did, I said, where's my phone? I got to check on my boys and give me my pants. Let me get out of here.
Are you feeling okay now? Sounds like it.
I am.
Good.
I've got to have a surgery here in a little bit. I'll keep you up to date on that.
Please do.
But everything else checked great. No dangerous C word or nothing like that.
Good.
Everything looked good, but I'm kind of drugged up a little bit. First time they asked me, said, "You ever been put to sleep?" I said, "Nope." And they said, "Never?" I said, "Nope." They said, "Well, how about you your parents or in your kinfolk?" I said, "Well, my grandma was 95, and I said she died, and they put her to sleep." And they stopped a minute, and I said, "But my dad never had no problem." I said, "I think I'll be okay." But
so you're saying right now, Turkey Man, that you are under the influence of medication?
Probably a little bit.
You sound normal to me.
I'll get an excuse this morning, buddy. Yeah. But yeah, I thought I had an excuse for. I wanted you to feel bad if you hit that button this morning. I wanted you to feel bad.
I ain't gonna hit it. I ain't gonna hit it today, Turkey Man. You got a valid reason today.
Yeah, I was going. So I got a report card or excuse card for that. Hey, what was your question? I was a little about the running backs. What was the question?
If Barry Sanders or who's better, Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith?
Well, what about Walter Payton?
Hey, Walter Payton's up there too.
I prefer Jalen Hurd.
What? Stop trolling.
But
what's the man on the text box? What's his name again?
I always thought Walter Payton was probably about as good as Jim Brown.
Jim Brown was a stud.
You know, I mean, when you go talking about running backs, I mean, they're the two best I know I've ever seen. But anyhow, I want to give you a good report. Just pray. I've got a little surgery coming in that I've got to take here coming up, and we'll talk. You can call me or whatever. But everything's checking good, brother. I'm just I feel normal.
Good, Turkey Man.
You sound normal.
We're glad that you're okay, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, I see that. Bye-bye.
On the text box, Nelson says, Nealon Mafia needs to change his name to Ben Hill Griffin Mafia since he likes Emmitt Smith so much.
Oh man, I mean it's hard to look at Emmitt's numbers and say he's not the best back. I mean I understand that, but to me it's beyond numbers. It's how you actually played, and I mean I'm putting Walter Payton and Barry Sanders up there. I gotta put him up over Emmitt.
Over Emmitt,
and I think Emmitt knows that too. Like I think I've heard Emmitt say like, "Hey, man, these guys are good, but hey, I'm the leading rusher," and he should be proud of that because that's a heck of an accomplishment to be healthy enough playing running back in the NFL for 15 years.
That's impressive.
And remember, he had to play his last 2 years with the Cardinals, which was the most weird thing ever to see Emmitt Smith wearing the Cardinals uniform. It's going to be actually weird to see Terrell Suggs wear a Cardinals uniform because he signed with the Arizona Cardinals. And all we know Terrell Suggs for is his days in Baltimore.
Thank the Lord, Terrell Suggs is no longer in Baltimore. I could not stand Terrell Suggs.
C.J. Mosley's out of there too.
He's in, who did I say he signed with?
He signed with the Jets.
The Jets, that's right, the Jets.
Jets signed everybody.
And
I'm about to sign with the Jets too.
Le'Veon's about to sign with the Jets.
Whatever. He's going to be a bear. He's going to be a bear.
I love how when I mentioned this, like when I walked in this morning, you're like, oh, no, we already got running backs. And then I said, well, Theo Riddick thinks that he would be a great fit. And you're like, oh, well, let me go see what Theo is talking about. And now you're all for it.
I'm good with the running backs that we have, but if you can get Le'Veon.
Get him.
Get Le'Veon and send one of those other dudes on the way.
Trade one of the other ones for a kicker that doesn't doink doink.
Exactly. Yeah.
Doink doink. I'm surprised that Nealon Mafia didn't start off his phone call with a doink.
Yeah, I guess.
Nelson says that Barry Sanders is better because he had to play for the Lions.
He should
Simply
get
because of that.
He should get 10 points just off that alone.
Absolutely.
I mean, Barry Sanders only played 9 years. Every year he had over 1,000 yards rushing. His lowest was in '93. He had 1,100. But he had 1 year where he had 2,000. Another year where he had 1,800. I mean, he was a beast.
And Barry Sanders, 5 yards a rush. Emmitt Smith, 4.2 yards a rush. Barry Sanders, 81.2 yards per game. Emmitt, 99.8 yards per game.
Yeah. Name me one Pro Bowl player Barry Sanders played with.
Barry Sanders only averaged 81.2 yards per game.
Name me one Pro Bowl player that Barry Sanders played with.
I can't tell you a player he played with.
Name me one.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
That sound you hear is Triple O rushing to his phone to get on the text box.
You're going to be calling back again. See, what happened was.
Let me put it like this.
We was blocking for him. Triple O, you wasn't on the team. Pete says Jim Brown in the discussion. 90s Vol says Emmitt was great, but also had the best O-line ever. Seriously, ever.
No, he did.
No, he really did. No doubt about it.
I could have run through some of those holes.
Let's see. ZSB5 says, do you know if Sears' condition was a result of his concussion in Tampa? Also, will he have to stay at the facility for the rest of his life? Yes, the concussion happened in Tampa. It looks like he will be staying there for the rest of his life.
That is really, really sad.
Yeah, it looks that way because his condition has not improved, and so that's why he's there. So
I mean, I can't fathom that situation.
The reason why I'm sharing this with you is because let's understand this game is dangerous. Okay? This game is dangerous. And I'm not sure if Aaron had a concussion on the field or off the field. But let's understand how dangerous this game is. And when we are looking at our players and our players are playing hard, but they made a mistake and we lose the game, just keep that in mind before you start throwing, disrespectful tweets at them, regardless of what team they play on. A football is dangerous. it's a dangerous game. And Aaron was the best football player I've ever played with. Just pure football player, he was the best, hands down. I think a lot of people that I played with would agree with that. But just keep his family in your thoughts and prayers. I mean, football was something that kind of brought that family together. Older brother played at Auburn, and I'm pretty sure that family was going to games together in high school, watching their sons play. And then football is the same game that has Aaron away from his family and probably doesn't even remember his family right now. So just put things in perspective to really value what's important and people that's important in your life. 865-250-503. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End BBQ has a new slew of daily specials for the fall. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the smokehouse stew, barbecue cheddar meatloaf, or the smoked turkey and dressing, which includes sliced smoked turkey and cornbread dressing paired with sautéed Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, and a side of turkey gravy. While Dead End offers a different specialty meal each day, you can get their hillbilly chili every day. There is always something new at Dead End BBQ. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End BBQ. The fall flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Goes your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
I can't believe I let Triple OG waste hour 3 of this show.
The first segment. And then that translated into Neil and Mafia wanting to talk about Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders.
Oh, man. That's funny. West Tennessee Vol, anything on JJ? Well, he's practicing.
Which JJ?
JJ Peterson.
Jawan Jennings. J.J. Peterson.
I think they're probably talking about J.J. Peterson. There's not any question what Juwan Jennings is doing. He's putting in that work.
Did you see the video Tennessee football put out of him yesterday? Of him before practice, like yelling, and he was super excited. At that moment, after I watched that video, I prayed for the first defensive back that Juwan faced yesterday because they were in pads. He was like, first day of pads, let's go. And I was like, Lord bless the first defensive back that encounters Juwan Jennings today.
As a coach, you have players that you worry about being ready to play or being prepared. You know, with Juwan, it was kind of more off the field leading up to his senior year. Juwan is a guy that I worry the least about being ready to play football. I ain't worried about that. So this can't be Juwan Jennings. It's definitely J.J. Peterson. And he's practicing.
He doesn't look overweight anymore. He now the thing for him is, can he learn the playbook? That is what he is going through right now. But other than that, I mean he slimmed down, rocking that number 6 jersey. If I told you Juwan Jennings is working in the slot, your reaction would be?
Cool.
You don't think it matters for Juwan? He can play any of the positions?
I think there's a case for wanting to put bigger receivers in the slot because they can help out in the run game. They can block linebackers. I can see a case for smaller guys working in the slot because they're a matchup problem the same way Hunter Renfrow was at Clemson. So I saw a tweet from someone. It was I know who it's from. I don't want to call his name out. But I saw a tweet from someone saying, well, why are the Titans signing Austin Humphreys to that deal for a slot receiver? Yeah, because he's a good slot receiver. And look at what the Patriots doing with their slot receiver. They kill you from the slot all day long. So, yeah, Austin Humphreys is one of the most targeted receivers and successful receivers in the league. So, yeah, that was actually a good move by the Titans bringing in Humphreys.
Yeah. You mentioned maybe it's because you can have a bigger body closer to the line of scrimmage for blocking purposes. Do you think that is in an effort to maybe help the tight ends? Because the tight ends struggled to be consistent. Mainly Dominic Wood-Anderson struggled to be consistent when blocking.
Well, I mean, you might be twins right, which will put 2 receivers to the right and tight end opposite of the formation. What if you want to run the ball right?
Yeah.
What if you want to run away from the tight end? Well, you have your slot receiver, in this case would be Juwan, to go block the linebacker. So, having a guy like Juwan that can do so many things, use him. You don't always have to put him on the outside. He's played football this is his 4th year. He should understand concepts. You should be able to move your best players around and not just have them in one place.
Absolutely.
When you put them in one place, it makes them easier to be covered. So, I want to see our guys, Callaway play inside, play outside. Palmer play inside, outside. I mean, Palmer had a couple plays last year where I think he called deep ball against Auburn from the slot. I think it was a corner or something like that. So that just shows you that Chaney has a system that it doesn't have to be like chemistry to learn, so that way you can move guys around. If your system is so hard to learn to where you can't move your good players around and create matchup problems, then there's something wrong with your system.
Need to dumb it down.
Yeah, so I like Juwan Jennings in the slot. There was times when we had guys like Brett Smith and Tony Brown in the slot, and they were great at blocking, but they were also great in the middle of the football field and running corners. So I like it.
Yeah, Juwan worked in the slot yesterday. And then you also have Malik Gray, who was at receiver. He is back in the secondary. He worked at corner yesterday. Daniel Batuli and Kavaris Crouch, normally inside linebackers. They worked with the outside linebackers.
Rushing that passer, which it isn't completely shocking to see Batuli work as an outside linebacker because there were times last year in Tennessee's dime package, I believe, where Batuli did line up as the outside linebacker and rush the quarterback. And you keep him out of situations where he's guarding the running back in space too.
Which is ideal.
Yeah, because that is not our strength at linebacker.
No, and hopefully Henry To'o can help with that when he arrives on campus. Really, the only other thing that stood out at practice yesterday, J.T. Shrout and Brian Maurer were pretty inconsistent throwing the ball to begin practice. But as they settled in, it did become a little more crisp, and they were making some throws. I do want to mention this before we get off the air. Jeremy Pruitt was very complimentary of Jarrett yesterday.
First time I've heard that the whole time he's been here.
Absolutely. I mean, it was polar opposite of what Jeremy Pruitt had to say of Jarrett last spring. This was his quote about Jarrett following practice yesterday. Jarrett has more experience than the other guys. I think with every young football player, there's a lot of unknowns. I think some of these younger guys, they possibly get a little uptight. They're all talented guys, but until you get out of there and you've done it a little bit, it takes a while until the game slows down. I think the game has really slowed down for Jarrett. He's played a lot of ball. He's taken a lot of hits. I think we all understand that really doesn't bother him. I think he's got a pretty good understanding for what we're trying to do. He knows how to prepare. I think it's been really positive. That's how the quarterback position should be. So that was very cool to see and very encouraging as well. You mentioned earlier how Jarrett having 4 offensive coordinators in 4 years can actually be a benefit, and Jarrett echoed those sentiments on Friday when he spoke with the media, saying that he actually views it as a positive because he's been around 4 different football minds, and because of that, he thinks his knowledge of the game is greater because of it, because he's had so many different perspectives. And really, as you said earlier, the only thing that changes is the verbiage, and that's kind of with Chaney's offense, there's nothing new. It's just really the verbiage that the offense is still trying to do what it did last year. It's just the verbiage has changed. So it seems like Jarrett Garantano is very comfortable at the beginning of spring practice, even with a 4th offensive coordinator in 4 years.
Pruitt has not been like over the moon satisfied with Jarrett publicly. It reminds me a little bit of the head coach being as hard on the quarterback in football as the head coach in basketball being as hard on his point guard, and kind of what Rick Barnes did with Jordan Bone. You know, they did the postseason awards. They did their banquet at the end of the season last year. And Jarrett didn't win an offensive award, which was really surprising, which was really a big head scratcher. I think it was guys like Callaway or Jennings and Ty Chandler won offensive awards. But last time I checked, Jarrett is the one who had the performance against Auburn that was National Player of the Week and did a really good job managing with that terrible offensive line. I was a little surprised that Jarrett didn't get anything.
And people forget he played well against South Carolina. The offense was not necessarily the problem against South Carolina.
Yeah.
Was efficient against Kentucky.
Yeah, so he has a chip on his shoulder, which I'm sure that contributed to him having a chip on his shoulder. He has a coordinator in Chaney that's going to make it easier for him. It's good to hear Pruitt, complimentary of Jarrett, because that's the guy right now.
But Brian Maurer's going to play, Swain.
Until he proves it, he's not. It's going to be JG. It's going to be JG right now.
I'm fine with it.
So getting that confidence from your head coach is important. I mean, it's really important. You don't have to kiss up to him and baby him, but you need that positive reinforcement every once in a while. It goes a long way. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Hope you have a great day. Same time tomorrow, 7 a.m. Peace and love. We're out.